This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, sweeps to his right, gets to the 20. He's at the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers. Set on the Owens 27-yard line. 49ers into the backfield. Gets on third down. He'll take it himself. For first down. And one. Touchdown. It's in. Touchdown. There's left hip. Third down. Alex takes the snap. Alex looking. Got it. Goes. But it's good. Touchdown. Touchdown. 49.
It's second down. Ryan takes the front close to plant on the left side. It's Michael. Intercepted. The 49ers pick it. And Navarro Bowman. He's rejection. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater rejection.
Kaepernick shoots it. Hold everybody. Colin Kaepernick. What a game. Touchdown.
Yeah. Click. Click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, and we're here to bring you guys our week 1 festivities are finally underway, guys. We have made it through the storm, and we are here. Fellas, how y'all feeling, man? What's up?
Yeah! Let's go! Hey, I've been waiting 200 and how many days? A lot. Too many. I've been waiting a long time. It's been since February, and it's time to get this back cracking, yo. You know what I'm saying?
One more day. That's all I got to say, man. I am super hyped, man.
One. Hey, yo, tomorrow 4:00, yo. All right, look. I know y'all had a great show last night. Sorry I couldn't be on there, but y'all did y'all thing, man. What was the name? The guy's name, Mike? What's his name, Mike?
Yep, Arizona Sports Fan 1 on Twitter and Instagram. He's Arizona Sports Fan on the other platform. His name is Mike, though, and he represents the Arizona Cardinals, man. We got a little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah. AZ Sports Fan Mike. It was a good show. Ready to talk some football, man. And we kind of held back yesterday a little bit, Mike, because obviously we're doing a show today. We wanted to, sit back and talk and dig into this game, man. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Look, we're all pumped, right? All of us faithful worldwide are super pumped that we're getting football, man. I said it the other night, watching a Chiefs game was just, It was like, okay, football's back. I get to tweet a little bit about football and something that's actually happening on the TV, but it's not Niners football, and I can't wait for Niners football to start, man. I'm just so super hyped.
All right, let's start with some of the technical issues. Is this happening for anybody else out there? Because we got a lot to get you guys today, and I want to make sure you guys are getting it all. I
told you. I think it's something with the streaming, man. It's not us live. Remember yesterday I said I watched you guys back, and it was glitching. It was glitching in and out. Like the audio was just like chop, 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 chop. So
yeah, it's not good. Is it a visual that's flicking in and out, or is it the audio?
It's the audio. It was the audio. Well, yesterday it was the audio. Tony says we're fine, so we'll get it, man. We're doing our thing. We're gonna keep it going.
Yeah, I think it's on StreamYard side, so
exactly
definitely not on our side.
They are making updates, and they had a thing about Facebook as well. So, yeah. Listen, man, I'm not gonna front. I'm super excited. I'm a little sad this morning because I couldn't get my Air Jordan 5s. The Oregon Duck colors. Them joints was fire. Whoever got them joints, middle finger to you. But hopefully I could get them at some point without paying $9,000 for them joints. But I'm feeling real good. Celtics won. 49ers kick off tomorrow. I'm not worried about this game at all. Just to attack this game, to attack this team. I can't wait to see what the game plan is. It's not going to be anything we saw last season. I can tell you that. Mike is deep in thought.
No, Mike is trying to figure out what's going on with our stuff, because I saw someone say, it's perfectly fine on Twitch. Then I was like, all right, so maybe it's on YouTube. But then I saw JD's episode say that I saw JD say it's perfectly fine on him. He's on YouTube, and someone else right under him was like, yeah, it's blocking out for me. And they're also on YouTube. So I'm not sure. We're going to rock out as if everything is going straight. Congratulations to your Celtics, man. You guys have made it to what is equivalent to the championship game.
Exactly.
So you guys are there.
Thank you.
Best of 7. Anything can happen. I tell you what, though, and I'm going to be completely honest with you.
I know
your boys
you are.
look a little tired. They need a break, man.
Bro, they need some days off, man. And I'm so glad that they don't play again on Tuesday, because I can enjoy football all the way through Monday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can enjoy it through Monday. So thank you, man. Thank you so much.
All right, so we're going to rock out. We're going to run through these formalities really quick here. Nick, was there something you want to say before I start doing the boring part?
No, man, let's go get into those formalities, man, and let's get this show on the road.
All right, guys, thank you for checking us out here on the Glitchy YouTube. If this is your first time here and you enjoy the show, make sure you guys hit that like button, the thumbs up, help other people find us. And if you enjoy it that much, you should also subscribe, and more importantly, turn on your notifications. We bring you guys live breaking news shows, stuff that is unscheduled. You won't always get the heads up like you got for this show. So make sure you have those notifications turned on so you know exactly when we are going live. You can give us a follow on our couple social media pages. We have Snapchat, and we have Twitter. Those handles are nothing but 9. That's the number 9. Nothing but 9 ERS. Again, that is nothing but 9 ERS on Twitter and Snapchat. You can also give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. All 3 of those are nothing but Niners. That is spelled all the way out, spaces in between, all words. Guys, that's where you want to find us, all right? We have a website in case you get lost anywhere. You lost in the sauce, you don't know where to find us. Check out the website, guys, www.nothingbutniners.com. We will have, starting week 1, articles back on the site. I promise you guys, articles will be back on the site. We have a page dedicated to the faithful. You guys send us the pictures. We post them up there. Obviously, you're giving us permission once you submit them to us. And there's a page dedicated to you guys. This year, more importantly, we are all going to be home watching. No one's going to be at the stadium. So we want to know how you guys are spending your Sundays. Send us a bunch of pictures of your tailgate if you're at home. I know that the faithful are organizing one right now with 49ers Chrissy. She is in here, by the way. I saw her in the chat. But guys, make sure that you are there in the place to be. Send us pictures. We want to see the spreads, Pauls. We want to see how you guys are enjoying the Sunday. All right, the game day vibes. We want to see it. So show us your apparel. Show us your attire. Whatever it is that's going on, send us those pictures. You can send them to us on an email right here, NB9. ERS@nothingbutniners.com. That's where you want to send those emails. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or even suggestions for the show, that's where you want to send them to also. Shoot us an email. We all get it. Mike, Nick, Breezy, we all have access to that email, so make sure you guys send it over there to us. All right, and then last but certainly not least, the apparel. Breezy, show them what's up. Where Breezy at? Breezy got the cap on, don't he? Look at the shirt. Look at Nick with the hat. You see my boys. Hold on. Let me put the fellas up real big. Hold on. Look at Nick showing off the hat. Breezy got the shirt over here. Hold on. Look. Yeah, you see it. You see it, man. You see what my boys are doing down there. So, guys, that's how we want to do this, man. All right. We're going to make sure that you guys have all the apparel that you need to support your guys here at Nothing But Niners. All right. So, shop MB9ERS.com is where you're going to get all the badass apparel. And there's more coming soon. Nick got phone cases that Breezy is hating on. I don't know if y'all saw that episode or not, but one was black, the other one was white. Breezy was feeling some kind of way. He almost cursed
because Nick designed. Hold up. Because
I'm sorry, Nick. I stirred the pot.
Yeah, this is what Nick does, and I love you, bro. But this is what you do. I'm the guinea test pig, right? So Nick will design the stuff. He'll be like, "Yo, Breezy, look," and then I'll be like, "Buy." And then all of a sudden he'll change it up when I buy it and get his. I'm not mad at him.
Look, I didn't buy one. I didn't buy one.
But you did make the new design that I would have bought the
different color.
Yeah, man. You know something about it's cool. It's cool.
He said, Breezy, look, bye.
Bye. Look, Mike, you were talking about sending over some emails, man. Those of you got tail crates from the 49ers.
Yeah.
Pictures of the pint glasses and the recipes or what you cook up, man, because we can put that up as well on the website and show the appreciation with that as well. So if you haven't already get your 49ers cutout as well, you can go visit that and get a cutout and be at Levi Stadium for the entire year as well. And take pictures of that. You get a cutout, send it to us.
Yeah,
I want to see. We'll be back.
I want to see the cutouts, man. That is something that's super, super dope. No, guys, it wasn't buy as in buy. It was BUY. Like,
Yeah.
Go buy.
Saw it and then he bought purchase.
Right.
BUY. Not
Correct.
buy.
Correct.
He didn't go anywhere.
Don't you hate the English language, though? They got like
I know,
5
right?
words spelled
Like, yeah,
different
you know,
ways,
I
5
should've
different
said
meanings.
purchase.
You know.
So before we get down to the nitty gritty, I want to say a couple of things here, right? We're going to start the show off the right way, and that's going to be with disclosure, full disclosure, guys. I know it's only 10 o'clock over there on the West Coast, but guess what? That's right. It's 1:15 on the East Coast. I have nothing to do today. I already went to church. I hit my quota. I'm chilling for the rest of the night, right? So here I am. I'm over here. Y'all said y'all wanted Saucy Mike. I saw the comments last night. Nick, am I lying or am I telling the truth?
I'm telling the truth.
They said they wanted Saucy Mike on the show. They wanted me to go off on people. They wanted me to say what I had to say and stop being nice guy, beating around the bush. So you asked, you're going to receive. Here's the full disclosure. Nick and Mike are pouring it up over here. Look at Nick got his drink. Breezy, you partaking in this, man? What's up?
And some high
we all
quality,
on the East Coast, by the way.
Some high quality H2O.
That's right. And JD, man, JD, you tell him, bro. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, bro. We here now. This is to the happy hour drink. Cheers, fellas. Let's go, baby.
Cheers to another Niners season, baby.
Yep. Jonathan Rosa said, Nick, take another shot for me. Yep. Nick, man, look. Oh, and he doing it. Look at Nick full of the peer pressure. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
My man Jonathan Rosa, baby. What's up?
Hey, that's it. See, I would participate, but he said you, not me. So it's
I'm starting to feel left out.
You felt the energy change, right?
I did. Water and alcohol. If I disappear, guys, I'm going to go grab a bottle. I can tell you that right now.
All right. Okay. So we have to get into this, man. We got good, we have bad, we have everything in between. Biggest concerns, biggest positives, biggest weaknesses. How do you guys want to start, or do we start with the news? We have a confirmed
news. No, Deebo.
That's
Bam.
Right. There you go. Let's get to it, man. Now, are y'all concerned about this at all?
Nope. Not at all, man. Not at all. Look, we knew from the jump that this guy may not have a chance to come back. The fact that he's off that NFI list and he's back with the team, that's good news. That's all the news I need. All right. So he'll be ready to go when he's ready to go. That's how I look at it. Listen, the Niners have a bunch of wide receivers in their room, and I believe that Kendrick Bourne will have those 49ers wide receivers lined up, ready to go. And yes, I said Kendrick Bourne because he's the veteran of that squad. And if they don't match his intensity, they can get the hell out. They can get out. So I believe that they were going to be ready to go. And I said you will not see the same game plan you saw last year against the Arizona Cardinals. Look for something different. And I'm just going to put this one name out there, guys. And I got shot down in somebody else's chat. But Dante Pettis. I'm just going to put his name out there.
Oh, you pronounced that wrong.
Oh,
see, I get it. It's the English thing.
Go ahead.
You said Kevin White, right? No? Oh, okay. Just me. All right. No, I'm sorry. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead, man. Talk. So, what about Kevin White? I can't wait.
No. I thought that's what you meant to say. I'm sorry.
It's not. I meant to say Dante.
I think Deebo Samuel being out is I don't want to say a good thing, but what I will say is I think it allows us to be a lot more under the covers as into going into week one, right? We're already under the covers, I guess you could basically say. Nothing has been out there on tape. Obviously you got Brandon Ayuk. If he plays, he's been limited for 2 practices, so it's a good chance that he plays. You got other additions, Jordan Reed, right? I look for Jordan Reed to be a bigger factor in week one than we would have seen and assumed if Deebo Samuel is playing. So not only does it give us that benefit of a factor of getting other guys that aren't on tape from this year in this offense, it also gives the option to get Deebo right? And there was a question asked to Kyle Shanahan the other day, well, how come you guys didn't just place Deebo on the IR? Because the new IR rule is you can come back in 3 weeks, right? So, but the reason is, he said one of the reasons was it was a non-football injury because it wasn't during the season, right? So that held them back from doing that. The second reason being that they thought that he'd be ready for week one. So Not really sure. So if they weren't ready, they kind of had this plan as in, okay, he has a chance of being ready for week one, but we're going to move forward to him not being here. And I think that their game planning is without Deebo there anyway, so I don't think that really hurts them because I think this was something foreseen that they were going to be able to do. So their game plan, I think, is built around without a Deebo Samuel right now. So I think it benefits both guys. It benefits Deebo Samuel in another week or so to heal up and get ready. And it also benefits the team because you got newer receivers such as Brandon Ayuk, Jordan Reed as a tight end, and things that you can utilize in a game plan that the Arizona Cardinals have never seen before. So I'm not necessarily worried about it.
Yeah, the other thing that Shanahan took away, because those were my points also. Oh, Breezy, is Breezy frozen or?
No, he's good.
I think he's frozen because he's got his lips perched like he's going to say something.
I can see him moving.
That's just on my screen. Okay, he's not moving on. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm shut up. Those were two things that I took away from the Shanahan presser. And there was one more about Deebo in particular, is that he said going forward, he is day to day. So he's basically ready to come back. They just want to make sure that the timing is right. They're not going to chance anything. Another piece of news that we heard from the presser, and I don't know if anybody else got this from it, but Kyle Shanahan was talking about the injuries and people who did not practice. Tevin Coleman, because of his pre-existing conditions, did not practice with the AQI being as high as it was in Santa Clara. There is a possibility, guys, Tevin Coleman does not play on Sunday. How are you feeling about that? And is it possible Raheem Mostert gets his first start as an NFL running back in his entire career? Because you don't understand, Nick. You don't understand.
I'm trying to tell you. Look, this is a perfect opportunity to fill him in as a starter, right? And Tevin Coleman has sickle trait disease. I believe that's what it's called, sickle trait.
Sickle cell.
Sickle cell. Yeah, sickle cell disease, which is something that could happen, and it's with breathing, obviously, right? So AQI being high at 150 is really bad for him. But Kyle Shanahan also made it a decision as it's not my decision to play him. That is his decision. If he decides to opt out or not play because of that, that I wouldn't be mad at that. So obviously there's an issue there with health-wise. Look, I was just going to say to him, like, if this happens, your guy is getting his start. He's going to be labeled as a starter. Whether it's 1 game, 2 games, 4 games, 3 games, it doesn't matter. He'll be labeled as a starter, right? So do you understand what I'm trying to tell you now? So just, either way, if Coleman is out, Raheem Mostert will get that start, but you'll also see a lot more of probably Jerick McKinnon, obviously, and you'll also see more of probably Jeff Wilson Jr. as well.
Yeah, I think you were going to see more of Jeff Wilson Jr. anyway because of this particular team and his success against this team, right? So this will probably be a good time to implement Jeff Wilson Jr. in a particular game like this, especially, and I don't even mean just on the goal line route. I'm just talking about period, point blank, being in the game, being part of the offensive scheme or whatnot, playing against the Arizona Cardinals because we saw what he was able to do on one play against the Arizona Cardinals, right? He was a mismatch. They didn't read his choice route out of the backfield, and he took a pass and caught it and ran for a touchdown, right? So I'm thinking Jeff Wilson Jr. was definitely going to be active, which means they were going to activate probably 4 running backs for this particular game because they're going to be utilized differently. Now with Coleman, with the situation of Coleman possibly being out, and I doubt that he's going to be out. I think I've prayed, and I think the air is going to be, it's going to be, pretty much ready to go on tomorrow. If the 49ers do play tomorrow, right? Because that's another possibility that you guys kind of touched about yesterday on your show. What's going around, the rumor is if the index, that air thing is pretty high, what is it called? API? What is it called, Nick?
QI, air quality.
Air QI. All these freaking, abbreviations. AQI. If the AQI is over the 200 mark, it's possible that the game may have to be postponed or maybe move to Arizona for this game, and then we play at home later on in the season. So either way, it is going to be some 49er football. But I think Tevin Coleman, listen, when you have the sickle cell disease, it flares up when it wants to, and it's not nice. I have a friend that that's suffering from it, and he has his healthy days, and then he has his days where he's just really, really low. So we're not sure where Tevin Coleman is with it, but all we could do is keep him in our prayers. And I think he'll be out there, man. I'm sorry, Mike, if Tevin Coleman is suited up. And I don't think Mostert gets to start, and I don't want Mostert to start. I don't want to change up anything.
How dare you?
No. This is not a dare. Here's the thing. Look what we did last season. Now I know that was last season. We got to put put the past behind us. I was about to say it the other way. We got to put the behind in the past. You already know. Hakuna Matata, right? Listen, look at how it worked last season. And that was with a mixture of Matt Breida every now and then when he was healthy. I really like Coleman starting, and I like Breida coming in there just gashing up yards. That's just how excuse me. Sorry, Breida. Mostert coming in there, gashing up yards. I really want to stick to that. I don't know if it's going to be the same, but that's kind of what I want to see.
Yeah. It's talking about the AQI, we all have AQI on our phones, right? So you can look at the air quality on the weather map or weather app. So they have a lot more high-tech stuff because you saw our media was saying it's over 200. Well, the Niners still practiced yesterday, and that was due to the fact of because they were getting different readings. And I'm sure they have, more high-tech air quality reading things than we do with
I'm looking.
Go ahead.
I'm looking at the live thing. I just Googled it. And San Jose is at 188. You guys got to remember that they're not even allowed on the field if it's 200. So right. This is pretty high.
Correct.
This is very, very. See, she says she sees 175. I'm seeing 188. It's getting bad. And the NFL. So here's the thing, and we might have to bring a breaking news video to you guys later tonight. I'm sorry to cut you off, Nick, but the NFL has to declare what's going to happen 24 hours before the game. So in the next 2.5 hours, we may hear the game is canceled, postponed, or moved to Arizona. And Kyle Shanahan addressed that in the presser, and he said, look, I don't worry about things I can't control. I'm getting my guys ready to play tomorrow. Wherever we are is where we're going to be. Right. So as soon as we hear something, I promise you guys we will bring back another video. If it happens while we're on the air, even better. But at this moment, it's scheduled to be playing in Santa Clara, but their AQI is at least 175, as high as 188 based off of what I saw and what Miss Debbie saw. So it's going to be a problem. And Dre said that it dropped. Even if that did come down, that's still too high for people to be out there. Right.
For 150, 150, they'll play in. Obviously, it's gonna make a difference in. It's gonna make a difference in whether Tevin Coleman can play or not. Now, you guys piqued my interest a little bit because you're talking about starters at the running back position, right? If Deebo Samuel obviously is out, who are going to be the two guys who take the first snap as receivers?
Kendrick Bourne. That'll be one. And if Brandon Ayuk is healthy, I think he'll be the other.
All right, Mike, what do you think?
I have a different vote. I'm going to say Dante Pettis and Kendrick Bourne. Only because Brandon Ayuk just has missed the last, week and a half, 2 weeks of practice. And I still think he sees more snaps than some of the other players. But I think it's going to be Kendrick Bourne and Pettis to start.
Yeah.
If there's something too.
I'm in agreement with you. I think it's going to be Kendrick Bourne and Dante Pettis as well. And the only reason I say that is because, A, it's week 1. And 2,
Nick did my classic A and then 2. I love it.
Yeah, A and then 2. Yeah, A and then B, for a reason that Brandon Ayuk has been out for a couple weeks. And I think he'll still get more snaps. But I just don't think that, you're throwing him right in the fire as in go. You kind of work him into the system. But I think that Brandon Ayuk will be a big part of this offense in week 1, as well as I do Dante Pettis.
Yeah, I'm not putting Dante out there. Not if we're coming out in some type of run package or whatnot, man. I just want my better blocking wide receivers out there. And Ayuk doesn't need to practice to know how to block. You know what I mean? Like, that's just something I believe that he has in his skill set. I believe they're going to be running in the beginning, or if they come out throwing. I think Dante Pettis is just used on, in specialty modes, just like we're going to use Jerick McKinnon and things like that, mismatches and all that type of stuff, just to get his confidence back up. Because now the season starts. It's not practice anymore, right? It's not training camp. So he's going to be getting, banged around by some pretty different guys out there. So I definitely want to see Dante Pettis out there. I'm hoping though it's Brandon Ayuk and Kendrick Bourne.
What's driving me crazy with this is you guys know how I make my predictions, and I feel like I'm going to be right all the time, and I stand on them, right? It really pained me just then to say that it will be Pettis and Bourne, because I said from the moment we drafted him, he is a day one starter. I have told you guys, and I have stood on it, that Brandon Ayuk is going to be a starter. And people are like, oh, well, he's a rookie. We're gonna work him up. We're gonna coach him. And that. I'm like, yeah, listen, you don't move up in the first round to draft the wide receiver for him to come in and feel it out. No, you're putting him out there. You're going to get him that experience. You're drafting him that high because you already believe in the ability. Now it's a matter of whether or not he can grasp the playbook, and that's it. We heard early in his career here that he was far and away better than most rookies that Kyle Shanahan had ever worked with at the receiver position. Mm-hmm. So we know that he's grasped the playbook. Physical ability, that's what you drafted him for. And then he came from that pro-style preparation. I'm not going to say pro-style offense, but working over there with a guy like Herm Edwards. This is the guy that is preparing these young men for the next phase. We might not have all the success here, but you're going to prepare as professionals. So we knew that Brandon Ayuk was coming in with the right pedigree from the rip. And that's why I felt so passionate about him being a starter day one. But yet, here we are. I'm staring you guys in the face, and I got to say, he's not going to be the starter. That hurts.
I mean, your reasoning is good. Both of you guys' reasoning. I mean, he just hasn't been there, so I get it. But I think he has that much. I think he's grasped enough of the playbook for the first week to go out there and start for this team.
Yeah. I mean, look, this isn't taking anything away from him or how hard he's worked. I think it just hurts him that he's been out for the last, almost 2 weeks. And obviously not sure with him being limited, how much is he really in the game planning, right? So you can fill him in a game plan compared to being a factor, as in I don't want to say a factor, but a person to depend on, or the liability of building your game plan for the week. And I think that's what hurt him is the issue of him being limited, and along with not being at practice for a while. So nothing against Brandon Ayuk. I think he's going to be a huge factor in this offense going forward. But like I said, man, I'm looking to see Jordan Reed have a huge impact week one.
So it's weird that you said that, because I'm looking for Jordan Reed to kind of be like sprinkled in. I'm more concerned with Jordan Reed's health than I am a young guy who's coming off of a hammy. That's just me personally. So I want to see Jordan Reed out there, but I want to see him sprinkled in and not be like full green light, blah, 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 blah. Just until he gets back into football shape. You know what I mean? That's just me personally. I want to see everybody play, guys. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, right. I'd rather sprinkle in some Jordan Reed. It is what it is.
Look, I don't think Jordan Reed is going to be, in the game as much as people think. I'm trying to say. Okay. But when I say big game, I think he's going to be that third down tight end in a 2 tight end sets. I think he's going to be a 2 tight end sets in the red zone. Kittle's a better blocker. You can use Kittle to stay in and block and send Reed out. You can use Reed in a slot. These are where things that I think that I'm excited to see Jordan Reed is in the red zone, third down type of tight end, come in whether it's block or run, both ways. But pause. Yeah. So utilizing him in all different ways, and I think that's where he becomes big, because having Jordan Reed on this team. Look, we all complained before about George Kittle in the red zone. Like, why are we not giving the ball to George Kittle in the red zone as much as we should, right? But that's because teams were honing in on George Kittle in the red zone. Now you can't just do that with another guy like Jordan Reed in the end zone. You have to respect what is out there on the offensive side of the ball, and I think that's where Jordan Reed becomes big for this team is the red zone as well.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. I want to talk about. By the way, Nick, I think that in the red zone we see 3 or 4 wide tight ends, not just 2. Mm-hmm, so I think we can see 2 anywhere on the field, all between the 20s. But I think once we get inside, we definitely switch to some 3 tight end sets, maybe even 4 if they activate that many guys. 2 things before I do this. One, I am going to reload because Breezy is still not moving, and I like to read people's body language throughout the show. So I'm going to just refresh. You guys are going to see me drop out. Don't think that anything is going wrong. But I want to also answer Kyle Beck 503's question here. If Trent Taylor is ready to go, I'm going with him and Bourne to start. It's not really a question, but I disagree for one reason only. Not that Trent Taylor isn't good enough, and you guys can respond to this also, but he's a slot guy. He's not an outside guy. And normally if there's only 2 wide receivers on the first play, it's not likely to be an outside and a slot guy. It's going to be 2 outside guys. You guys can share your thoughts on it while I refresh. I will be back. So see you guys in a second.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne, just like Mike was saying right there, I don't think it's anything to do against Trent Taylor. I think Trent Taylor is going to have a huge year in this offense this year if he can stay healthy, right? The thing about it is he's a slot guy. And you're normally, I'm asking you what your 2 starters are, as in meaning the outsides. Trent Taylor doesn't play the outside, so therefore Dante Pettis or Kendrick Bourne, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, those type of guys are your outside guys, right? And play the slot as well. But I don't think that he will be an outside guy and as in a starter to the outside. I think he's more of a prominent role in that slot position, and that's where he excels. And his ability to be able to create separation and his shiftiness and quickness and things like that in running routes. But don't think that I'm counting Trent Taylor out of this offense, because I think he's going to be a huge portion and part of this offense this year.
Yeah, I agree 100%. To my man Kyle, it's simply in the 2 wide receiver set, you're not going to see the slot guy on the field. Not when you have your running backs out there and your tight ends. You're just not. This is no disrespect to Trent Taylor. I think Trent Taylor is going to have a huge year as well. I'm excited to finally get a Wes Welker type player on the 49ers, because I know we all hated Wes Welker, but he made some great plays for the New England Patriots. I think Trent Taylor is a mixture between Wes Welker and Julian Edelman. And you're probably like, well, what's the difference? Well, Wes Welker, I thought, had better skills as a route runner than Julian Edelman. I think Julian Edelman has better hands and he's tougher. And I think Trent Taylor, if you combine those 2 players, you get this Trent Taylor. So if he's out there healthy and good to go, he's going to help us win a lot of games. I just don't think he would be starting opposite Kendrick Bourne.
All right, so hopefully you guys are getting a clearer picture here. Breezy is moving on my end. I'm happy.
They said that I'm choppy, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to come back.
All right, so you dip out, you come back, but I also want people who are watching to refresh your feed, guys. Just hit the refresh button at the top of the page. What we'll do here is we'll give you guys literally a 10-second pause right here. So we're going to take a 10-second moment of silence here, just 10 seconds, all right? Everybody refresh their page, and let's get this thing rocking because we have visuals that are going to be important for you guys to see here. So we're going to wait for Breezy to pop in. All right, you guys can start doing it now. Breezy, good. I see you. Nick, you see me? All right, I like it. Here we go. Ready? 10 seconds starting now. 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Injection, fellas.
They don't know nothing about 10 6. Bro, what is wrong with you, Breezy? Where you from? I swear Breezy is like related to me or something. Like he grew up in my bedroom. Pause. Like that is crazy. No, because
he grew up in my bedroom. Pause.
He did, because listen, he says stuff that I swear is only between me and my brother. Like we shared a room for years.
Yeah.
Like knows that's like Nick, do you know who Take 6 is? That's my point.
Right.
I'm not even joking. I'm not joking.
There's no disrespect, Nick. They were a gospel group, but they were like
it was an a cappella gospel group. Like nobody knows who they are. Nobody. I couldn't believe that you just did that. Like I was just astounded right there, man. That was great. That was great. I'm sorry. I get excited about the stupidest stuff, right? All right. I think our 10 seconds is over. All right. So everybody who were having problems and you guys are good, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down if the stream is fixed. We're going to keep this thing rocking. It's good on our end, so we have to keep going. We can't keep stopping here. Let's get back to these pressers, though. Uh-oh. Hold on. I got a message here from the chief. Okay. Now he's – All right. School, go ahead. Why did he drop out during the 10 seconds? Like, what?
You guys got issues, man. You guys got issues, but I love
y'all keep me on my toes, bro.
I love it.
man. Yeah, bro. Like I'm saying, like I look right here. I love Take Six, but I swear only like 12 of us knew who they were.
Right.
Like,
but Cinnamon was like, yo, they went to her church. That's dope. They're out of her
wait, like
church.
they went, like they were
I know-
members, or they.
Possibly. We got to find out. She'll probably write in the chat. The cool thing is, Claude McKnight is Brian McKnight's brother. So if you didn't know that, that's a little tidbit. So if you want to know where Brian McKnight got his skills from, he's been around Take Six all his life. You know what I mean?
Let's go. Talk about it, man. Talk about it, man. Those boys, they were killing stuff too, man. So
I got the perfect idea, Mike.
Uh-oh.
It's time for a promo.
All right. So, no. Here we I'm mad that the box is your balls. Like, that's all. Hold on. I got to make you full screen, bro. Hold up. I can't believe all we saw was your balls.
Yeah.
All we saw was your balls. Now, listen, I will say this, though. I'm going to try to tie this into this upcoming game, right? This week, I still think that the biggest issue is going to be protection, right? Protect the ball. Protect the great plug. These comments, I got to stop. You got to protect the ball, man. Breezy, show them the box, man. So, guys, we partnered this offseason. We partnered this offseason with Manscaped, okay? And Manscaped took some time out, and they sent all of us these welcome packages and everything. And we want to thank you guys for rocking out with us. So what we want you guys to do is check out the Manscaped website, all right? We have an image here. Breezy showing how it came in a nice little box there. Look at how beautiful that is over there. Look, we have a graphic here. All right, you guys see it says your balls will thank you right here. Manscaped, below the waist grooming, partners of nothing but Niners. It's official, guys. They sent us all stuff. Look, I mean, I got the same box that Breezy had, but I like these right here. This was my favorite thing. I know I shouldn't be. Don't tell my wife I'm doing this, yo, because she already thinks that when she heard I got an OnlyFans page, like I get looks every night. But listen, these right here, right? Like
Mike will show you his exclusives on his OnlyFans.
He's going to try them on for you on his OnlyFans
You
page.
got to be proud of manscaping, man. It's not a secret no more. Guys, listen, all of us are well over our 30s here. We're too old to act like we don't need to trim. Fellas, you know what it's like in the summer. It's hot out there, right? You
Sweat
walk
from
around,
the balls.
you take a shower, man, and yo, it just be dripping. You be like, yo, I just got out the shower. I'm not in there no more. Why is it still wet, right? Well, Manscaping, Breezy, show them that little shaver here. It's in the picture. This joint right here, it's called it's like the lawnmower 3 or something.
3.0. The lawnmower 3.0.
The lawnmower 3.0. Bro, this thing has a light on it. It's waterproof. Listen to this. I'm going to tell y'all a true story. See, I shouldn't be saying all this on here.
You can listen to it and you can get the sound. Oh, let me not make a mistake and shave my beard. All right. Yeah. All right.
So listen, right? We're going to put the picture up there in the corner. And wait, we got a banner for it too. Listen to this, right? And I'm not trying to be funny at all, but I want y'all to I'm gonna tell y'all a true story too, right? So listen to this, right? We get the Manscaped package and everything. I told y'all this past weekend was my anniversary, right? So Thursday night, I get home and I'm ready. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna jump in the bathroom and I'm gonna trim up, right? I'm gonna surprise my wife. Like, all right, too much information. I'm sorry. So I get in there. Now, normally when you do this, right, you have to be outside the shower because stuff ain't normally waterproof. So I'm standing at the bathroom door, hovering over the toilet, doing what I do, and here comes my daughter. Daddy, what's that noise? Are you okay in there? I'm like, oh my God. All right, baby. Daddy's getting, but you said you were gonna get in the shower a while ago. Are you okay? Yeah. All right. Because this is waterproof, I was able to jump in the shower and because it's not loud, but the shower drowns out the sound completely. So listen, it's waterproof. It's got a light on, bro. A light? Like who put this thing together? It is an amazing product. They give you stuff so you smell better down there, man. Listen,
bro, they got both deodorant.
But who manscapes in the dark?
Well, no, it's not about the dark. It's when you looking down in the shower, you're trying to see up underneath the boys. You got to lift them up. What's the top of your box say? Show them the top of the box one more time, Breezy. I don't think you understand what you're saying, man. You want to know about the dark? Listen, when you standing up, everything casts a shadow down. Your balls will think no more nicks, no more nooks and crannies. It takes care of all of that stuff, man. So go ahead, Nick. Talk about some of the products in there. Like Nick has tried it out. I've tried it out. Go ahead.
Look, the package that you get, man, you get a nice big bag for all of the personal belongings. Travel bag says Manscaped on it. They send you some boxers, a T-shirt that says Manscaped, and your balls will thank you. Obviously, the 3.0 trimmer, which works tremendously. I don't know if any of y'all Manscaped down there, but it works great. So you're not going to be nicking like Mike said. And also, man, you get, like I said, what's in there? What's the lotions in there? A ball deodorant and something else.
And it's like it's another thing, like you just rub it on your balls, like just for odor, like just it's like a.
All right, so
there's a deodorant and a spritzer.
Yeah,
Spritzer, that's what it is.
Correct.
But listen, all jokes aside, guys, make sure you guys check it out and use the code NB9ER. It's not just for your nutsack, right? Because look, I'm a guy. Guys, y'all tease me about my taco meat, right? I just did a little trim. And I was so excited about this product, right? Hey, yo, get over it, JD, because that's how much I believe in this. I was so excited about this product. I went to a family cookout. I had a couple of drinks. It was late at the end of the night. And then we were talking to my dad and his wife, and there was some girl there I'd never met before. And I started talking about Manscaped. Bro, she went berserk. I stole my man's kit, and I was using it. And this water, she was telling me and I'm like, all right, I can't even make eye contact with her because my wife is sitting here. She's talking about shaving her stuff, and I'm like, I can't do it. But guys, listen, anyway, make sure you guys check it out. Promo code is NB9ERS for Manscaped.com. All right, Manscaped.com. Go over there, check them out. They're good guys over there. They listen, man. They put it on the waistline, man. You know how much you feel. That's why is the MyBookie? What is happening? What is
you put the MyBookie, and I looked for the other one, and it's not in there.
It never went. Well, take MyBookie off. They don't get this. It's not for them. It's not for them.
I didn't know.
Manscaped.com. Promo code NB9ers. All right, that's gonna do it for that. All right, let's get that off of the screen, man. Let's get back to our regular schedule program. Nick is back. All right, man. Here we go. Thank you guys for ordering. Make sure you use the promo code. Oh, the promo code is going to save you like 25% or something like that. 25%.
And your balls will thank you, and so will your bank account. All
That's
right, let's go.
And this will not be the last time you hear us talking about it. I'm sorry. Look at that. Niner Rick, I'm sorry, bro. I'm just telling. I am real with you guys. I give you guys real examples of everything that happened, man. Look, y'all tease me about the taco meat. Come on, y'all don't see a difference. There's no hang time on the chest hairs. There's no hang time, bro.
You're a nigga like, not really.
No Jumanji over there, right?
Yeah. The jungle's gone, man. Now we just got some light shrubbery, and I might take it a little bit lower. But here's the cool thing: when you order the kit, it's got adjustable heights for what you want to do. You can go bald, you can go somewhere in between. I was like, yeah, let me try something in the middle. It was cool, man. So I felt safe around the nipples. And all right, here we go. Let's get back to football, man. All right.
I can't with you today.
I promise the next time we do a Manscaped promo, I'm going to write that shit. I'm going to write it out. Cause yeah. Yep.
Not only will your balls thank you, but your nipples will too.
Okay.
Y'all not excited like I am about the
I'm surprised there's not a Womanscape. That's coming soon because Mike done talked it up.
They can use it. That's what I'm trying. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna shut up. Let's get back to football. All right, we got more pressers to get to. We heard from Kyle Shanahan. We heard from Mike McGlinchey. We heard from Kyle Juszczyk. We heard from Richard Sherman. We heard from D Ford. All right.
I just want to say Mike McGlinchey looks really good, yo. I know he said he didn't lose any weight, but he looks good and he looks faster. And I'm excited to watch number 69. If what?
Where'd you get faster from? What'd you say?
He just looks faster. He looks quicker off the line. Like he looks faster to me. That I don't know if it's because he looks slimmer, but he just looks good. So I'm excited to see how much he's improved. Plus, he's healthy and he got that injury fixed up, right? That was one of the surgeries he had off season, and that's why he was in camp way early before just about everyone else because they let the injured players come in earlier. He just looks amazing, and he's going up against tough defensive, talent from the 49ers. I think he's getting whipped into shape. I think he's going to be pretty darn good.
I agree. Nick, what are your thoughts on Mike McGlinchey and his presser, man?
Yeah, so there was a couple tidbits that he took in that I took from there, and there's one that I want to play you. It was a question that was asked about Haranis Grasu, and obviously with Ben Garland being limited and questionable for this week. It was funny. It kind of took me by surprise because here we are sitting thinking that Daniel Brunskill will be the fill-in, right? But I'm going to play this little clip, and you guys tell me what your thoughts are, Wayne and Mike, after you hear it. And what your thoughts were on what Mike McGlinchey said. So if you guys can hear this, let me know. Hold on. Sorry, I have my phone on vibrate, so I gotta.
Mike, Hronis Grasu got there on August 20th, and with Ben being questionable in this game, how confident are you? What have you seen from Grasu that would enable him to step in and perhaps play a lot of meaningful snaps on Sunday?
Hronis has been awesome. He's been great ever since he's gotten here. He's taken our offense in stride, and obviously as the center, you have to be able to command everything out there. And he's done an unbelievable job as he's been in there with us for that. So whether it's Ben, whether it's him, I don't think we're going to skip a beat. Hronis is a great football player, a really tough fighter, and he's going to be great for us when his time comes. He's been a great fit in our O-line room. He's got great ability, and he's gonna be fine if his time does come to play on Sunday.
So the question obviously was, if Ben Garland can't play and Hronis Grasu, what are your thoughts on him playing, right? But he didn't mention anything about Ben Garland playing center. Obviously, Daniel Brunskill playing center. And he basically said that Hronis Grasu has been fitting in with our line, the ability to command the line, the things that he has done, that he will, when he gets his time to step in, that he will fill in big, right? Now, here's my question. Sunday, with the new league rules, you're allowed to bring up 2 practice squad players a week. Are we overlooking this and thinking that Daniel Brunskill is going to be the starting center if Ben Garland can't go? Or is Daniel Brunskill going to fill in at right guard so that Tom Compton isn't on the field, and then Hronis Grasu is filling in at center? And then obviously if Ben Garland's good to go next week, he would go back to the practice squad on Monday, and then Ben Garland would fill in for the foreseeable future. So what are your guys' thoughts on this? And do you think that Mike McGlinchey kind of hinted that Hronis Grasu will be that guy?
You want to go first here, Breezy? Or you want me
You
to
got
take
it, brother.
Okay. All right. So 2 things. Let's get our logo back up there while I'm talking. But the other thing is, we have this like, we dig for nuggets, right? And I thought Nick was onto something right here, because I was like, damn, like, he is the only true center. Tony has been saying that to us over and over. Like, guys, you got to remember that this isn't a cross position player like everybody else is, right? Where they're just filling in for a week. He is a true center. He might not be the best one on the roster, but that's what he does. That's what he does well. And so I was thinking, like, yeah, we should bring this guy up. And Nick brought this to our attention. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like that, when his time is called, when his number's up, like, he can't give away, like, oh, I know he's going to be playing on Sunday. But, that's what I took from it too. But then I thought about something. We exposed this guy to the waivers. Anybody could have taken him. That's a big gamble for your starting center for week 1. Huh? Yeah, we did. He's on the practice squad. He's not.
But he's one of the 3 protected players that couldn't be touched.
Right. We protected 4 players, but what I'm saying is, in order to protect him, he had to be placed on the practice squad. In order to get to the practice squad, we had to cut him first. You get what I'm saying? Like, when we trimmed down from the 80 to 53, at first we had to cut him. If he was going to be there for week, that's a big gamble. You could have lost your starting center for week 1 to expose him and protect him.
I think a lot of it has to do with communication with him and his camp, right? So, like, look, we're going to cut you from the 53, but we need you to sign. And he was one of the first to sign to the practice squad. So he first signs to the practice squad, and then they made him ineligible and protected him so that he couldn't get picked up. So I think there had to be some type of communication in there between the front office and his crew, his team, Hronis Grasu's agents and him and things like that, saying, hey, look, we don't need you right this minute, but we want to place you on the practice squad, which could be called up every week with the new rules, blah, blah, blah. We need you to sign. They could have worked something out to where, okay, we're cutting you, you're signing, and then we're going to protect you to where you can't go anywhere. So I think there had to be some kind of communication between that, because I think it's a little too risky, like you're thinking, as to where, okay, let's cut him, hope that he signs back with us, because they weren't even sure if he was going to sign back because he could go anywhere. So a lot of these guys already know that when they're going to get cut, that they're going to get signed to the practice squad before anybody else knows, right? So I think there was a lot of communication there that benefited the 49ers and Hronis Grasu's camp, and made it to a point to where, okay, we're going to protect you, and you're one of those guys that can't get picked up, and you'll be here.
Yeah, I probably think way more outside the box than any one of you guys on this show, because the way I see it is they got Grasu. Kyle handpicked Grasu. This is a guy that he wanted on this team, right? Because due to injury or whatnot. And I just have the utmost faith and confidence that he's going to somehow pan out at the center position. Because let's go back to centers. Okay. Before Weston Richburg was the center here, who the hell was he? Okay. Before Bryn Garland became center here, who was he? An undrafted guy. You know what I'm trying to say, right? And these guys worked. They worked in this particular type of offense. I think Grasu and Tony speaks highly of this guy, and him being a true center and playing in this zone scheme at Oregon, playing in this same type of offense, maybe this benefits him. And we see a guy that's going to come in here, and maybe they were just giving reps for Brunskill or whatnot, just so that he can just possibly be a backup, and he can cover the whole daggone offensive line if need be. He just be the swing offensive lineman, right?
Paul.
That's my brother. Your balls will thank you. No, but listen, seriously though, I think Grasu's going to pan out. I won't be surprised if Grasu is starting at center on Sunday. I will not be surprised. And I won't be surprised if he's successful at it. I won't.
All right, we'll see, man. It's going to be really, really hard, man. I think with the game plan, we're going to get into all that now. Here we are almost an hour in, and we haven't even started talking about the game plan and strengths and weaknesses. There were a couple of other...
Hold on, before you get to that, a Cardinals fan made a comment, and I thought it was funny because it was probably the most genuine comment I've ever seen from a Cardinals fan. So Lennon Wolf said, Cardinals are either going to go 14-2 or 2-14. And I'm like,
that's not what that says.
Oh, 49ers go 12-4. Oh, excuse me. I read that wrong. I don't think Cardinals go 14-2. So now let's talk about that.
Wait, we want to talk about the Cardinal season?
No, let's talk about our record, 12-4.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm standing on what I said from the beginning. This game be damned. I don't care if we win or lose this game. I'm sticking with a 13-3 record. I don't see three teams beating this team.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole year. I don't.
Can we change from our initial thing or no?
Let me see how many you had. Hold on.
I got 14-2, but I can see us losing 3 games. You know what I'm saying? And this was before. We did this way before.
We didn't know there wasn't going to be a practice.
Yeah, like we did this way before. This is before Cam Newton became a Patriot. Guys got picked up on it. I don't mind sticking with 14-2. If I'm the only guy out there on the limb, that's cool. But
you had us losing our 8th game,
which was Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle.
And our 15th game, our second to last game.
Is that the Rams?
I don't know. It was second to last in the season. I'm not sure.
I
will say this though, Nick.
The Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Nick agreed with you with the second to last game. He agreed with you that was a loss.
It was the Cardinals game.
Because they're at home. Yep.
Yeah, because it's in Arizona.
And I think Nick gave us the Cowboys loss or the Buffalo Bills loss. I can't remember.
I gave us the Buffalo Bills loss, I believe.
And Mike, you gave us the Saints loss?
Nick had the 8th loss also, the 8th game. And then
I had the Bills, Patriots, and
12th.
And what, week 12?
No, 8th and 12th game. I don't know what week it is, but the 8th and 12th game. I didn't do weeks.
Was that the Saints? I think that was the Saints.
The 12th game. I'm pretty sure we have a bye week by week 12. So
our bye is week 11.
It would be week 13 then.
Yeah. So you said 12. So 8 was Seahawks in Seattle.
And then 4 games after that.
Yeah. The Bills.
So the Bills,
and then the second to last game.
And the second to last game,
Cardinals.
well, so wait, week 15 or week 16?
Week 16.
The Cardinals.
Second to last game, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had the earliest loss of all of us. Now, we never did this with Tony. We're going to go through and do this with Tony. He gets the benefit of the doubt with
because he got the
knowing this off season that we had.
Right.
I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins in a row. I had us losing week 7,
which was against
our 7th
the
game.
Patriots.
The Patriots.
Right. Who looks like a Nostradamus Nata Cam's over there, huh?
Not you, because Cam's still garbage.
Yeah.
See, okay, I see what's happening. I'm not doing that.
At least Nick, that's Nick's argument, man.
That does not scare me. Like,
he does not.
Still doesn't scare me.
It's just another mobile quarterback, Nick.
You got to losing to Kyler Murray, but not Cam Newton, the former MVP.
Right.
And who was one of the harder teams that played us last year?
Yeah, but we didn't have anybody. We're gonna get to that, but there's a reason why. But the Cardinals had that mobile quarterback. We struggle with mobile quarterbacks.
Right.
Who did we lose to last year?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, the Chiefs, and the Ravens.
Lamar.
Those are 3 of our 4 losses all of last season. What do those 3 teams have in common?
Look,
would you consider Pat Mahomes like mobile or just
yes.
more escapable? Okay, that's cool.
Not that he's gonna run for a bunch, but he can get out of.
And he will run. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hell yeah.
Look, I did also say that the Arizona Cardinals would be one of the better teams in the NFC West this year before this all started.
This NFC West is going to be one tough conference, Joe. Because people are sleeping on these Rams, Joe. And it's something I don't like about Sean McVay. And I just think that every coach in here in this conference, other than the old guy in Seattle, they this is bragging rights, man. This is bragging rights. And I think the Rams find a way to compete.
All right. I'm sorry. The losses I had were the Patriots, whoever we played week 17, who was the last game of the season?
Seattle.
And then 2 weeks before that. So Seattle, Cardinals, and then whoever that is.
Cowboys, right. So you have us losing to Seattle at home.
Yeah.
We're at home?
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah. But I remember saying that I feel like we had this game locked up. And so we're going to rest them.
Season locked up. Yeah. I remember you saying
that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, season. I'm sorry. Season.
Yeah, thanks for revisiting that too, buddy.
I got you. But we get to do that with Tony, hopefully before the game on Sunday, and make him pick, and then we'll go through it all also, and I'll have all 4 of our things there. Boom! Let's go, JT the Great. Hey, JD and JT, y'all going to confuse me if I have enough drinks in me, but that's cool. One of y'all got a picture, the other one doesn't. Let's go, baby. That's what the code is for. Happy savings and happy shavings. Oh, let's go!
That was dope.
That boy's on fire. Let's go, baby.
That was dope. Yeah, I said dope. That was dope.
All right, let's get back to football.
Just retired at like that jersey you're wearing. Just messing around. Pause. Yo. So anyway, that was kind of awkward. Moment of silence.
Yeah.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. All right, where were we at for real? We were talking about this upcoming game. We were talking about the pressers, right? Again, we heard from Fred Warner. We heard from D. Ford. We heard from Shanahan. We heard from Richard Sherman, Mike McGlinchey, Kyle Juszczyk. Is there anyone that you guys want to touch on? We don't have to. We can get right to this game because I'm here to talk about the game. But you guys,
I want to talk about the game too. I think that's 2-1.
Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any other tidbits from the pressers. I mean, look, Quan Alexander, he's just always saying the same thing. Like, we're going to go out there, be legendary, and execute. And
be legendary.
That's all you really get from Quan Alexander. Mike McGlinchey, like I said, the biggest tidbit that I took from him was the whole thing with Hronis Grasu. Kyle Shanahan, the only thing I really took from him was how snippy he was in the beginning because somebody asked about the injuries. Like, oh, yeah, I got those right here. And then he just started going like, and we've already discussed that portion as to where Kyle Shanahan just doesn't want to talk to the media right now. Like, he's just focused in on what he needs to do and doesn't care about anything else. Richard Sherman, the big interesting fact was that he had already started talks with the 49ers.
Can you see that? I love
this straight to the point, Kyle. Yeah.
Like you just said it. Like I watched his presser and I was like, damn, that's my coach. That is my coach, right? Like he was not with the shits. Like let's get this. People were still talking. He was like, "Oh, Kyle, can you tell us about the injury?" "Oh yeah, I got the injury list right here." Da, da, da. And the dude was still talking right out the gate. The guy was still asking the question. He was like, "Yeah, this guy's injured. This guy's injured. This guy's injured." Like let's get this over with. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and then the other thing was Richard Sherman, how he kind of hinted that he's been talking to the 49ers about a contract extension.
That's big news. That's big news.
And if he doesn't, wherever he goes, he wants to play 3 more years per his wife. That's all he's allowed to play.
That's all he's allowed to play. Yep.
And then if after that he said, "I'll be in the booth."
Yes, I don't think that's something we should gloss over, Nick. I'm glad you brought that up here.
Maybe we can get him in a Nothing But Niners booth.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. Let's see if we can get Richard Sherman on the show. You know, it's possible. The problem is, well, never mind, I can't even say that. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can find a way to get in touch with him. But listen, do we want Richard Sherman back another 3 years here?
Are we going to really ask this question right now?
All right, here's the deal. We don't have to answer it now, but I'm going to put some pressure on y'all. We have to answer it on the overreaction.
Oh, I already know my answer. So
on the overreaction show tomorrow, because if you watch him get burned all day, your answer might change.
But it doesn't mean that he has to sign a 3-year deal. He's just allowed to play for 3 more years.
My question is, do we want him here another 3 years?
Yeah, I wouldn't do another 3 years.
Well, you're going to answer now. You don't care about the tomorrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't. There's no reason to not answer right now. I mean, it doesn't matter how he plays or not. His age is getting up there. His ability is going to get up there, and the young talent that we have behind him is something that we can improve on. So,
but he could move the safety. He could move the box safety, and then it'll revitalize his career. He'd be pretty good in that role.
He could, but you're also taking a lot more as a box safety than you are as an outside corner, as in physicality wise.
But he likes to play physical.
He does, but does his age hold up for that physicality?
I mean, I've saw some pretty old dudes play the safety position.
Charles Woodson.
That's my guy. My favorite.
I love Charles.
Favorite.
Yeah, but Charles Woodson and Richard Sherman are 2 different type of players. Different by far. The physicality levels are way different.
They're both cerebral, right? I would say that Richard Sherman is about is physical. I would put his physicality up there.
I'd give him physicality, but I'm not giving him.
Wait, you think Richard Sherman is more physical than Charles Woodson?
Who, me?
No,
one of y'all.
No. I'm just saying.
I don't think it's anywhere near the physicality that Charles Woodson brought. No, nowhere near. I think they're fit. I think Richard Sherman's a physical guy. He's not afraid of contact, but he's not a Charles Woodson by any means.
I don't think we saw the extent of Woodson's physicality until he moved
to safety.
Exactly.
And
I think that's where the difference comes in from. So I remember both Woodsons, and that's what I'm saying. So it's interesting. It's an argument I could have made either way. I baited you with that, Nick. That was not a fair. No matter who you said, I was going to have a nice response for it. But it's pretty interesting, man. I just think that I'm going to wait till tomorrow to answer the question. That's what I'm going to do. But I applaud you for going out there on that ledge right now and saying no. You don't want him for another 3 years. That takes some guts, man. People are gonna get at you for that. You know how the faithful react. So it's pretty cool.
I think I think 90% of the faithful will agree with Nick.
Really?
I do. I think I'm in the 10% that disagrees with Nick, but I think 90% will agree with Nick. It's like you said, Richard Sherman gets burnt all year. You're not going to win about your team.
Like I said, it's not about him getting burnt or things. It's not me as saying that he can't still do his job or play at a high level. It's just I don't see him playing at that high of a level for 3 years down the road. And I can see him with, a 2-year contract with one of those years being an option. I could see that. I just don't see 3 years. What is he, 32 years old right now, 33?
I thought he was only 31. Well, he might be 32, 33. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's just look, and not to say, I mean, he's got not that that's old, right? But football age, that's kind of old. But we've already seen
he's 32, guys.
He's 32 right now. So yeah, so he'd be 35 years old. We've already seen a decline in his ability and speed and things like that. Now, if he makes the switch to safety, if he comes out and says, "Oh, I'm going to make that switch to safety," then yeah, that's something to ponder on. But right now in the NFL, he's a corner, and he's looking to play corner for another 3 years. So if that's the case, then no, I don't want him here for another 3 years. If he's looking to move and make that transition, then yeah, you could get him to, okay, we'll stay here 2 years, and then play your last year under contract or the third year as a safety, and you help these younger guys up a little bit more, then yeah, I'm okay with it. But right now, I don't want him as a corner for 3 more years. I think we have guys that are in the backs that deserve a shot, and a young rookie in Tim Harris as well, who is the same build and same type of physicality player as Richard Sherman. Not that he's as good as Richard Sherman. Don't want people to think that, but he's the same stature type of thing, and could move and have a good career. So right now, look, I'm looking forward to this season, and if we extend him, then that's something that the team would look into, but I don't think that they would leave any stone unturned per se.
I like it. All right, can we get to this game? Are we ready to get to the game?
Yeah.
No?
See.
There was one other presser that I took. Laken Tomlinson, how he laughed at the question about Jimmy, and he's like, "Are you kidding me? Are you serious right now? These are the questions that you're going to ask me, basically, about my quarterback. Jimmy has proven himself in this league, basically, and why? Why do you keep asking me these dumb questions?" His frustration level and laughing at the question was just kind of what we've been saying over here, is in, look, why are we asking these stupid questions? And he basically said that. He's like, wait, what? What? Paul's like, what are you talking about right now? And I just thought that was kind of funny.
Okay. All right. I think we are ready to get to it, guys. I do want to ask this question really quick before we continue. Let's just start with, do the Niners win or lose tomorrow? What are your thoughts?
Win.
Yeah, I'm going with a win tomorrow as well. The reason and we'll get into that. I'm not even going to give you a reason why.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. So I want to start with the loss of Deebo Samuel and what this is going to mean going forward for this team. Deebo Samuel was a very busy wide receiver against the Cardinals in both of those games. If you add up his numbers, he accounted for 17 targets, 12 receptions, which is 70.5% completion percentage, 174 yards, which is 14.5 yards a pop. Okay? But that was it. No touchdowns, no carries, no tosses to him or anything like that. That's a lot of targets to go around for Deebo Samuel. And we talked about who might start in his place. So instead of asking that question, I want to know who is going to be, forget starting, who's going to be the person to step up in his place? Where is that production going? If we have to start checking the ball around the field a little bit more, where's the production going? Because we know we've struggled against the run. We're going to get to the run game, but I figure let's start here.
I feel like you have a bunch of options, right? We talked about one of them earlier. We talked about Jordan Reed being one of the options. He's probably going to get some of that love. George Kittle's probably going to have a big game against these safeties and linebackers or whatnot. I hope he does, because I want him
to have a big game.
Yeah, we'll see.
He
might big play or whatnot, but we'll see. It's a different game.
Buda Baker got in George Kittle's ass, and nobody wants to talk about it.
If you say so. Anyway, so George Kittle, I think the tight ends will fare well. As far as wide receivers, I really can see Trent Taylor trying to cook in the slot, depending on his matchups or whatnot. Quick things. I'm trying to think if there's a wide receiver who would come out of the backfield and do some of the things Deebo does. The only one that comes to mind is Richie James. But it's definitely going to be something that we definitely going to be tuned into watching.
Yeah. And I wasn't just trying to bait you or anything. I apologize about my aggression with my tone.
Oh, no, it's cool.
I come off wrong sometimes, but I know a lot of people think that they look up George Kittle's stats from that game, and they're like, oh, he played well when he played that one game against the Cardinals. No, he only had 2 catches on Baker. The rest of them were other places on the field. So that's not on Baker. Baker batted down like 2 or 3 passes that were to Kittle, and he was all over this dude. So that's why I said that. But I agree with what you're saying. There's a lot more options here, a lot more viable options. And one of them is a first-round pick, right? I mean, we have to be happy about that. If you're going to lose a guy that was a contributor, but you're going to replace him, hopefully, with a first-round pick, that's got to be a plus, right? Yeah. Nick, what are your thoughts on all that, man? Who's the guy that you're looking forward to stepping up?
Look, I kind of hinted at it earlier, and I said Jordan Reed, right? And when you asked, is there a guy for those checkdowns and things like that, and that guy is a guy that also is new to this 49ers offense, and his name's not Brandon Ayuk. His name's Jerick McKinnon, and I think Jerick McKinnon will be a big factor in this game, in the passing game as well, for those escape obviously the Cardinals boosted up their defensive line a little bit, right? So we're not sure how those are going to play with their new additions, and obviously Chandler Jones there. But look for Jerick McKinnon to be one of those escape guys in this game, and the type of plays, and he can run those jet sweeps and things, and he can also line up as a slot guy or a receiver. We've seen him do this before. And then I think the addition of Jordan Reed is something that's going to help us in the red zone as well, or inside the 20s, I should say. In those more tight end sets, you get the height, you get the ability to run routes, the good smoothness in routes, and a guy who can catch and block as well. Not that he's one of the best blockers on this football team, but he is a guy that can do all of them, and he's not limited to where, we're only going to use him on passing downs, right? So he can block. He's a physical tight end, and the ability to create separation and run routes as well, I think he helps. So look, to answer your question as in, is there a guy for those check down type things? Yes, I'm going to go with Jerick McKinnon, but I also look for Jordan Reed to have a big impact on this game as well going forward.
I like it, Nick. I like it. I like it a lot, man. Someone in the comments put something that I thought was really interesting, and they said that Trent Taylor, this is a guy that we didn't have all of last year, right? Jimmy's check down, his security blanket, and we know that they're a little susceptible across the middle early, not downfield, but early. And that's where Kyle Shanahan tends to find the mismatches. You can get a guy like Trent Taylor to go crazy in a game like this, man. What I see you like nodding agreeing. What's up, fellas? Like, talk to me.
Well, that's what I said. I said Trent Taylor. That was one of the guys I said that we can see in the slot, working the middle of the field, doing his thing on the mismatches. You're gonna have to put a linebacker on him, and he should be able to juke a linebacker and get open. And I think Trent Taylor has a pretty solid game. He keeps the chains moving. That's the one thing. People think that this game is going to be a big blowout or whatnot. You know what I want to see? I want to see ball control. That's what I want to see. I want to see the 49ers dominate this game, own the clock, win the game, obviously. But I just want to see them own this team on their field, right? I want them to pretty much dominate, force the Cardinals to have to throw the ball, not run the ball. Force them to throw the ball. If you want the Cardinals and you want Kyler Murray to make mistakes, well, make him have to throw the ball when they're down, right? That's what I want to see. I want to see ball control. I want to see, dominance on both sides of the ball, and I think that's what we're going to get. And I think with Trent Taylor, he's going to help keep those chains moving on the offensive side.
The other day, Mike, we had Mike from AZ Sports Fan on the show, and he was talking about what the Arizona Cardinals need to do to beat us, and that was to establish a run game, right? And I'm not going to sugarcoat that, because we need to establish a run game as well, because we could not run the football against those guys last year, as well as we ran against other teams. They had shut us down, right? Now, we talked about Isaiah Simmons coming there, and he was saying that he's not sure how much Isaiah Simmons is going to play, right? Obviously, no training camp. He doesn't look for Isaiah Simmons to be as big of a factor in week 1 as he will be in, week 10 or week 11, moving through the season. He said that, who was it, Devondre Campbell, that he looks to be the starter in that position. How much do I believe that? I'm not quite sure. I mean, you don't waste a high pick on an Isaiah Simmons like you did, and you don't put him in there. But also 2020 has been a freaky year, right? So there's been a lot to implement or put as an impact on these guys. Usually you have a full OTAs and mini camps, training camps, practices, preseasons, and go forward. We haven't had that, right? So there could be a little bit of truth to that. Wayne, you hit a good point with Trent Taylor, right? The thing with this team is yeah, you're going to move a linebacker out on or a safety down on Trent Taylor, right? But if you're in a 2 tight end set or a 3 tight end set or a guy wide, you know, that opens up a ton of different other things. And this is the thing that the 49ers have going for them this year is tons of playmakers who can create separation and do what they need to do and mismatches against other defending defenses. You take away one thing, like you take away a Budda Baker and a George Kittle, right? Then you have a Jordan Reed. Who are you putting on a Jordan Reed? You have a Trent Taylor, who's a shifty guy in a slot. You got a Jerick McKinnon who can line up outside and run, you know, a straight a straight post down the field or whatever you want to call it. And you got guys that can run the ball in Raheem Mostert, and you're creating space to where these guys can move, and you're taking that ability to the thing. So I agree. I agree that Trent Taylor is going to be a big factor. I think the way that we utilize and what sets we come out in is going to dictate this game. But first and foremost, I believe, just like Arizona, Mike said, that they need to establish a run game. We need to establish a run game. Because if we can't establish a run game, we can't open up the rest of our game. And that's where we need to do that at.
Well,
all right, go ahead.
I was just going to say specifically about the very last thing that you said. I'm not concerned if we don't get the run game going. Jimmy had his best game, arguably one of his best games as a quarterback. Over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions against the Cardinals. I feel like we have better weapons this year. I understand Deebo's not there, but I feel like we have better, more experienced weapons other than the addition of Ayuk. Trent Taylor's back in the mix, George Kittle, Jordan Reed. I'm not afraid of Jimmy Garoppolo having to drop back and chuck the ball around 30, 40 times this game. That doesn't worry me at all. I think I'm actually very confident in that. So I think that Jimmy Garoppolo's growth and his comfort, you heard from everybody. What's the one difference with Jimmy this year than last year? He's more decisive. He's dropping back and he knows what's happening already. He's reading. If that's not there, he's moving somewhere else. That means he's seeing the field better. The Cardinals don't want that. That's my opinion. I'm gonna shut up, Breezy. I know you want to jump in there. Go ahead, brother.
No, man, you preaching to the choir, brother. Listen, man, I wanted to pull up some of these stats, right? So game one, let's go to game one first. Let's go to the Halloween game. All right. Jimmy Garoppolo was 28 for 37. So he almost threw 40 times, right? He had 317 yards, but he had 4 touchdowns. The rushing game was decent. Matt Breida led with the rushing in this particular game. He had 78 yards off of 15 carries, 0 touchdowns. We didn't score any touchdowns on the ground. Everything was thrown, right? We ended up winning, obviously, at the end of the game and whatnot. But Tevin Coleman was 12 for 23. Jimmy Garoppolo was 3 for 2, and Raheem Mostert was 1 for -2. So I just want to put that out there. So look, apparently we like to throw against this particular team because even in the second game, those numbers were high. Now here's who we're missing. We're missing our leading receiver in the first game who was no longer on this team. That was Emmanuel Sanders. He had 7 receptions for 112 yards and a touchdown. George Kittle was the second leading receiver with 6 receptions for 79 yards and a touchdown. So he might not have cooked Budda Baker, Mike, but he still was productive. I wanted to put that out there, but you did say it was about Budda Baker, and Budda Baker was in his bag. Got you. No problem. Let's get to the second game where the 49ers ended up winning by 10, okay? We just could not.
That's a fake 10, though. That's a fake 10.
It was a fake 10. Yo.
Because that's 7 at the end.
Okay, yes, correct. So, yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. I get what you mean now. But here's the thing. Jimmy Garoppolo threw the ball 45 times. 45 times. He missed 9 passes. If we're getting a more decisive reading the plays from the line, reading the defense, all that type of stuff from Jimmy Garoppolo, guess what he also had? He had 4 touchdowns with 2 interceptions in this particular game, but he missed 9 attempts. This guy is going to 11 attempts. This guy is going to ball out. He's going to throw the ball.
Yards?
424 yards. We absolutely
424 this game, and then
317 the last game.
424.
With 8 touchdowns combined and 2 interceptions.
So he's averaging 370 yards. He's averaging 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. Bro,
Man.
you take that. You take that.
That's what the defense is giving us. Listen, Nick, you are 100% correct. We could not run against this team, right? Tevin Coleman, 12 for 14 yards. Raheem Mostert, 6 for 13. We're all looking for Raheem Mostert to be this running back guru coming here and light they tail up. It ain't happening against this defense. They're stopping the run. That's something that they're doing. Jimmy Garoppolo, another. But Mike did mention that we're missing our leading receiver in this game in Deebo Samuel, who had 8 receptions for 134 yards. So, and Kyle Juszczyk was the second leading receiver. George Kittle did not play in this game. I remember this game. Ross Dwelly had 2 touchdowns as a tight end. So now we're adding in
3. 1 was called back.
Excuse me. Okay. I'm saying 2 because that's what I see on the stat sheet, but you're right. All right, cool. Hey, all I'm saying is we have different weapons. We have a lot of the same weapons. We're missing 2 of those high productive weapons. And I think to go back to Mike's question from the beginning of this whole topic is, where does the production come from? And I think it's that it's going to be spread around. Whether we run the ball or not is not the issue. Nick, Jerick McKinnon, what a player, right? I can't wait to see what he does in this offense, whether he's in the backfield, whether he comes out of the backfield, lines up on the line of scrimmage, whatever it is he chooses to do. I can't wait to see what his production is going to be like. I don't think Arizona knows what's coming for them because they don't know what Jerick McKinnon can do in his offense. Only we do. So I'm excited to see that.
Well, when you look at both these teams, right, and you both benefit from the same thing this year, and that's we don't know what is going to happen, right? We don't know how guys are going to be utilized. It's week 1. There was no preseasons. You don't know, what each team is looking to do, and you're watching past games, right? Now, I will say this. We contained Russell Wilson. We contained Kyler Murray a lot better the second game than we did the first game, right? And defensively. But the reason that Jimmy had to throw so much is because we could not get any run game established, right? And we ended up attacking positions that we seen fit to be able to attack. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo executed on those. You said it yourself. Emmanuel Sanders, big game, 112 yards, a touchdown was a big factor in that game, right? Where are we going to get that production from? And like we've been talking about, I think Jerick McKinnon is a big part of it. And I also think Jordan Reed is going to be another big part of that. We're losing Deebo Samuel, right? The reason I say we have to establish a run game is because, did we just bring here in the offseason? Trent Williams. Joe Staley was playing at not a high level in that first game. And I don't believe he played the second game. And I believe
he didn't, because he came back against the Seahawks.
That's what I'm saying. So it was after the fact.
They benched him with it. He re-injured his hand. They benched him for the second game.
So not to mention that, obviously Joe Staley wasn't playing at an elite level last year because he was playing through injuries. But you go out in the offseason and you get a guy named Trent Williams, who we're all pretty much sold on him from what he's done in the NFL, right? And then obviously adding 10 or 12 pounds of muscle, the ability of what he has in this zone type run scheme that the 49ers run, he's going to benefit that run game. You talked about George Kittle being out, right? George Kittle is a big factor in our run game. At that last game where he was out. George Kittle being on the field, the addition of Trent Williams, the addition of Jerick McKinnon, who can catch the football really, really well out of the backfield from previous years that we've seen as a Viking, not to mention that he hasn't been on the Niners. But those additions are big in factors of our run game. And we were missing a lot of pieces and keys to our run game. And I'm not saying that we can't run against this defense. I just think we were missing a lot of pieces, and it changed the way that we came about to the game. And those attempts that we did, you just said, 12-8, or 12-6, so 18 attempts when Kyle Shanahan is usually split across the board, right? He's usually split unless the game is well in hand of the running backs being able to control the game. And then you see 25, 30, 32, 38 snaps or rushes, attempts, and you go down to 16. So we opened up the game in different ways, things like that. But there's definitely, I still think that Kyle Shanahan's offense runs off of a run play action type game. And if we can't get that established, we can't open up other things. Not that we can, but I don't think we can open them to the fullest ability of what we normally do without establishing that run game.
Joe Staley didn't play in either.
Correct.
Last year. Like I said, the Seattle game was his first game back. And they said he re-injured his hand and he missed the rest of it. So that was it. Jesus, man. He played week 1, week 2, week 10 against Seattle, then week 14, 15, 16, and 17. So he missed a large portion of the season. He only played in 7 games last year.
Well, I think the one thing we don't talk about is how versatile the 49ers are on offense. Because if you stack the box, of course we're not going to be able to run, right? I mean, not too many running backs could run with the 8-man box up front, right? Unless they're just a north-south runner or whatnot, and they can get past that first or second wave of the defense. That's why Jimmy Garoppolo was able to pick apart that particular defense. I know that people are saying, I know some of the Cardinal fans are saying that they got better players on defense. You do have some better players on defense. But the question is, will they be able to come out here and perform week 1 as great as you think?
But one of their better players on defense, the guy that said he was here to stop George Kittle, isn't even, not that he's not going to play. They said he's not even starting.
Right, but so it depends.
How are you stopping George Kittle if you're not on the field when Kittle's out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was what he was saying that when he got drafted, and he was just talking smoke. You know what I'm saying? You know how people talk smoke. You know what happened to that dude from Carolina Panthers, Gerald McCoy, that talked that smoke last season?
All the smoke.
Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Him all that smoke too, boy.
We sure enough did, and then he ended up going to a different team, and I'm sorry he ended up getting injured. But my point is, guys are talking. They got the lights on their face, and they're happy that they get drafted. So whatever comes out of their mouth comes out of their mouth. I chalk it up to what we see on the football field. But here's the thing: if you don't stack the box, then the 49ers will do what Nick is exactly talking about. They're going to establish the run game. And don't let them establish the run game, because that's when all the crazy play action and all the crazy weird Kyle Shanahan plays open up. And as a fan, that's what I want to see, right? I want to see the run, pound, boom, 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 and then just hit you with a pass with the ookie dookie when you ain't thinking about it. And then bam, right? That's what I want to see. So we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but my point is, if Jimmy Garoppolo is as smart as I think he is, and if you go back and rewatch the shows, I said that I think that Jimmy Garoppolo will be the most improved player when it comes to pre-reading the defense. He's going to come out there, he's going to see the defense in a set, he's going to be able to change that play at the line of scrimmage. I think Kyle Shanahan is giving him the green light. I think he's giving him that. I think that's what we're going to see. That's the progression we're going to see from Jimmy Garoppolo this particular season, because if he can see that 8-man front right there, he should know I'm not going to run this ball. If he sees the 8-man front and they kind of start backing up, he should be able to call that play out of the run into a pass. Like, I can't wait to see how we see our Jimmy Garoppolo progress in 2020.
I like it, man. And you threw in some John Legend in there for me, man. I really, really like that. Oh, damn. There's a big contribution here. Hold on. Where'd that
George is back!
Oh, he is. He's been saving it for the season, man. I can't read this one. Y'all go ahead. It's blurry on my screen.
Says, get an early lead, stay up 2 possessions, stay healthy, build chemistry, unity, endurance. Thanks for all your hard work, NBN. You keep me informed, engaged with my red and gold blood all year long. So, George, appreciate you, man. You know you don't have to do that. You do this all the time. So I'm going to give you a little banner climb. Thank you. So appreciate you, man. And look.
When did you name that, Nick?
I don't know. I'm going to start doing banner climbs, bro. It's like.
I can't even see.
Oh, my God.
Banner climbs. All right.
So banner climb.
I like it.
Hey, we'll start doing that for the big.
You'll start doing that. Yep. You got it.
That's what I'm saying. If whoever's on the bottom got to do a banner climb. You got to throw the grappling hook and everything, man. But no, he's right. You got it. You got to definitely establish an early lead. I don't know if you have to stay up 2 possessions, but just stay up, obviously. And all season is stay healthy and build that chemistry. So I agree with George here.
what we have to do now is talk about the other side of the ball. We spent a lot of time talking about the offense, right? But unfortunately, the Cardinals gave us fits, and this is why a lot of us had them splitting with the Niners this year. They gave us fits last year, and yeah, we pulled them both out, but we also know that one of those games, that pass caught at the end of the game, you know what I mean? The botch kickoff fumble, and then we ran in for the games were closer than what the final score showed. And so I think we owe it to the Cardinals to give them a little bit of respect, just a little bit, and talk about what they could do well. All right. Let's start in the trenches, and let's start with the offensive line. This has been my biggest worry all off season, is that the center and guard have not played in 4 or 5 weeks here. I don't care what combination of who we run out there tomorrow. They haven't played together in 4 or 5 weeks. That's just going to be a fact. Deebo and Ayuk haven't practiced in weeks. One of them may be out there. We know one of them isn't. That means that we're going to be running out different combination of guys who have not played together. The offense is facing something other than at the running back position, which, by the way, now that Coleman may not be able to play because of the AQI, could also be different. There's a lot of pieces on this offensive side of the ball. We're talking anywhere from 5 pieces, up to 5 pieces, that we expected to be regular parts of this that may not be. That's 5 out of 11, guys. That's almost 50% of your starters on the offensive side of the ball. Their defense has the possibility, has the option to do something very damning here on that side. Now, again, I want to talk about their offense. So how do we stop what they did well last year? They're getting out wide, right? So they got out wide, screen passes, little tosses to people. They were killing us all over the field out there. And it seemed like when Kenyon Drake came, we were like, oh, they just picked him up. I don't know how long it really was, but it felt like it was just 2 days before. Like, they traded for him. He flew out the next day, and the following day he came out and kicked the Niners' ass. Like, he just got right to business, right? And I was worried about this guy. How do we stop their run game? How do we stop their little shifty quarterback from running all around? And we're going to, again, I said I want to start in the trenches, right? Our defensive line, people are saying, oh, we're healthier than we were. Are we, though? Where's the depth? A lot of those depth pieces still are, where's Ronald Blair? What's going on with Street? We don't know who he is. Are we all of a sudden trusting Solomon Thomas? Are we going to trust the rookie, Brandon Ayuk? Where is the depth coming from? How is our defensive line going to hold up against a shifty quarterback? Let's start there.
You got it, Nick.
All right, so I'm going to mention one name here, and that name is Quan Alexander. Quan Alexander didn't play in either Cardinals game last year. That is a big factor with us, right? So obviously speed from sideline to sideline is a big difference. I had to check and make sure because I wasn't sure if he didn't play in both games or if he only played in one. But he definitely didn't play in both. And the ability to spread us out and not have that speed is where we were open up for that, right? Now, Dre Greenlaw is a hell of a player, right? But Dre Greenlaw doesn't have the speed that Quan Alexander has either, and the ability to cover sideline to sideline. So I'm going to mention that name, and I think that's how we stop it, is having the speed at the linebacker position, back and healthy, and the ability to cover from sideline to sideline and not allow those runs, those quick screens that they were doing to open things up and getting 10, 15, 20 yards at a time was because of lack of speed at the linebacker position which we now have back. So that'll be my answer to that.
Breezy, that's a hell of a follow-up right there, because that was a secret weapon right there. He came right out the gate with it. So what other concerns do you have? Keep in mind, the other linebacker, Fred Warner, hasn't practiced in a couple of days. So 10 days to be exact. So what are your thoughts on it?
As far as Fred Warner, I mean, I'm not too concerned about him playing. I mean, he's a cerebral, physical type guy. I mean, he's really smart. He knows the defense, and he's going to be back where he was, getting right back into it. Whether you call it football shape or not, all these guys haven't played a game yet, so they're all going to be pretty much at square one when it comes to, getting out there and doing some hitting. I think the first game, the addition to Kenyon Drake was like their X factor, right? We couldn't stop him. We couldn't stop him out of the backfield. We couldn't stop him pass catching. And we had no answer for Kenyon Drake in the first game. I don't believe he did as well as he did in the first game and the second game, but I'm about to tell you. Kenyon Drake had 15 carries for 110 yards and a touchdown. Also, he caught 4 passes for 52 yards. Kenyon Drake was unstoppable because I don't think the 49ers were just prepared for a Kenyon Drake. They thought they were going to get David Johnson and whoever else is one of their running backs. I can't remember, but that's who they thought they were going to get. Kenyon Drake was actually added like 2 days, Mike, before the game. So the 49ers, I just don't think they were prepared, and the Cardinals ran the ball. That's what they did. You know, you talked about Quan Alexander being the guy from sideline to sideline. I agree, but I don't think Kenyon Drake's his runs were up the middle. So my issue is, who is going to stop this guy up the middle? And this is why they drafted a guy like Kinlaw. Now, whether Kinlaw starts or not is not the point. The point is, he is a run stuffer. They brought him in here to stuff the run. I'm not saying DeForest Buckner was bad at stopping the run, but clearly he was bad in this game, right? He just couldn't do it. You guys are worried about depth. I'm not worried about depth. I think our depth is going to be pretty fine. I'm talking about these guys that are going to come in here, stop that run. That way the edge guys can do what they need to do on the edge so that the linebackers can get out there to the sidelines and do what they need to do while Fred Warner's protecting that middle and the passing and all that particular stuff. I think the 49ers are going to figure out a way to contain Kenyon Drake, which is going to force that little guy, their quarterback, I'm not going to say Kyler Murray's name, to have to pass the ball. I'm telling you, that's what it comes down to. He had some miraculous pass catches in that game. Now, we do got to figure out how we're going to stop their number one target. Because if we stop their number one target, D-Hop, Nuke, whatever it is you want to call him, then you got to worry about a guy, an old vet, named Larry Fitzgerald, who finds ways to beat the 49ers, right? He finds ways to just tear this team up at the age of 55. Like, he's going to figure it out. So I'm we're worried about stopping the run, and I'm worried about those slot guys, because I think that's where we're going to see Larry Fitzgerald. And how healthy is our slot cornerbacks? That's my question. Like, how healthy is K'Wan Williams? Is he good to go? Or is he just like good to go? Like, which one is it? Because I need to know if he can cover the slot, because that's where they're going to line up Larry Fitzgerald. And he's not no little guy. He's physical. He can still catch balls. Pause.
That'd be shit if he uses our promo code.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I am worried about Kenyon Drake. I know you said that he got busy up the middle, but I feel like I don't know. Maybe I remember it wrong. I feel like he got outside the tackles a lot. I
thought a lot of it was outside as well. It started in the middle, breakouts to the outside.
Well, that's like the hop skip. Like, I remember them handing the ball off. He jumps, nothing's here in the middle. Boom, he got outside and we were just toasted. That's how I feel. I could be wrong. I know there were passes to him and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, here's the thing about the middle. Kinlaw is a run stuffer. DJ Jones should be back. And I think he played week 9, right? I think Jones played that first game. Nick has the numbers pulled up over there, but I think Jones played in at least that first game. And I think that he did a good job. I think that's why I remember Kenyon Drake bouncing out so much, because Jones was just right there. Like, you're not doing that. You know, you can get off on Sheldon Day. You're not getting off on a Kinlaw first-round draft pick and DJ Jones. You know, that's not going to happen. But Nick brought up something really good, that the speed on the outside. We're also talking about someone that you guys had mentioned was D Ford. Now, D Ford, I don't think is going to be an every down back, and he might be more pass plays than he likes to think. But he had a presser, and he was talking about how, you know, I'm not looking to be just a good pass rusher. I'm looking to be a good football player. I want to be a great football player, which means all 3 downs, 4 if they needed to be. And that means that speed on that same side of the field where Quan should be lining up. You know what I'm saying? So if Kyler Murray spends more time running laterally than he does vertically, all that's going to do is run him into the arms of Quan. Quan's going to be right there waiting at the sideline. So those 7-8 yard gains where he could get outside of.
I had it mixed up. I thought Quan was on Bosa's side and Greenlaw was on Ford's side.
I feel like if you're facing the offense, D Ford and Alexander on the left side, if you're facing the offense. That's how it is in my head. Listen, guys, this was all alcohol. It's gone. I could be way wrong.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
could be right. I just always, as I'm facing the offense, I always thought I saw Quan on Bosa's side.
On the right side. I
Yes.
felt like that was D4 side.
Okay,
So-
yeah, I could be wrong. Who cares?
And now you got to keep in mind they move them based off of where the tight ends are. And all that
I
stuff.
was just going to say,
Yeah, and that too,
depends on the
right,
strong side and the weak side of the field. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that depends on what's going on. But I feel like we do have more speed there for between
Healthy
four.
speed, guys. Healthy speed.
Yes, healthy speed, not just speed, healthy speed. You're absolutely right. Guys who aren't going to be able to afraid to extend that torn pec, that version of Quan that we got in the postseason. I don't want that no more.
Can I just remind everybody, Quan, week 1 against Tampa Bay, and how he made like every tackle.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to put that out there. It's not, we're getting that Quan back, and probably a more improved Quan on top of that.
He was a heat-seeking missile. I was like
Straight up
blown
skillet.
away. I was blown away. Like I'll be honest with you guys. Like Foster, here I go. I'm digging in the crates. Foster was making some plays that made me go, "Wow, that guy's really fast."
Mm-hmm.
Reuben Foster, I'm talking about.
Correct.
Bro, when I saw Quan, I was like, "Holy! Like, what is this dude on something? Like, how is he doing this?"
Yeah, he was on energy. He was on legendary. That's what we call it.
So I do like that, but here's another aspect too. I think that is going to play a key in stopping their defense, and I'm concerned with it. It's opposite of Sherman, right? Do they put a speed guy on a Richard Sherman? And if they do, that probably means Hopkins is taking advantage of, or trying to, of a guy like Emmanuel Mosley or Akello Withers. I don't know who they're starting over there, but that means that you have a top 3 wide receiver in the league on guys that can't cement a starting spot.
Oh, I'm loving it.
And then you have a speed guy on a Richard Sherman who is not good at protecting against speed.
That's a game plan. That's a game plan. Hey, can you rewind me? Pause. Rewind my mental Rolodex, right? The Andy Isabella catch. That was on Sherman? Because I thought that was on Mosley.
Let me pull it up. I'll look it up while we're talking, but I hope that wasn't on him.
I believe that was the one on Mosley when he tried to make a play on it.
Yeah,
on
right.
The sideline.
Right. He tried to intercept the ball. Like,
right.
He just missed his hand. I just want to be clear, that wasn't on Sherman. Plus, he came across the field too. Like, right, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was and Isabella coming across the field. And I thought Mosley just missed the pass. Like, if he was a Keller Weatherspoon height, that was at pick 6.
Okay, so the reason why people are accrediting Sherman, so the coverage was with Mosley. Mosley threw his hand up, ball went over his hand, boom.
But Sherman missed the tackle.
Sherman missed the tackle. He was right there, and Isabella stuck his foot in the ground. And
he cut back to the left. Yeah.
It's the speed. It's the speed and the footwork that threw Sherman off. Yeah. So that's why they're talking about. I'm assuming that you see someone talking.
I wouldn't say it was speed. I would just say it was a cut. Like, he just cut. Like, if you're standing planted waiting to make a tackle and the person just puts a juke on you, that's not speed.
Richard Sherman had the angle. He had the angle. It was the ability to put his foot in the ground and turn. I'm telling you what I just saw. Sherman had the angle for the direction that Isabella was running.
When I'm thinking speed, Mike, I'm talking about getting beat on a play, like getting beat deep. That's speed to me. Let's say
like Devontae Adams did to Richard Sherman.
That was speed. That was a cut and speed. That was a cut speed. That was cut and speed, right? He had beat him deep, and it was crazy. But
this guy proves he's bringing up something else. Also, I don't know if you guys remember that first drive. Sherman had 2 PIs, and there was another one later on.
Yo, he was pissed off.
Yeah, and I think this guy is a Cardinals fan, but I remember watching that game saying, "What the?" I'm sorry, not
the first one was challenged, and they put the ball at like the 8.
The first one they called a good play on Sherman, and then the Cardinals
challenged it. Kingsbury,
right? And it turned into a PI.
Challenge for them.
And then it ended up being another one, right?
On the goal line,
closer,
Like Sherman was, he was a liability in that game, bro.
I'm interested to see how this whole thing works out, right? Because I really have a feeling that the Niners are going to play a lot more man this year. I really have that feeling. And I think that Richard Sherman is going to rotate sides of field this year. And because I feel like Tony Oden is a guy that's going to be like, look, well, we can't just use you on this side of the field. You need to go side to side or who you're on. And that's something that Richard Sherman hasn't done his entire career, right?
He's
but I
done it a
also,
couple of times.
well, yeah, but I'm saying like consistently. Like he's done it. He did it in the Green Bay game last year. He's done it in Seattle here and there. But for a majority of the time, he stays to the one side of the field. He makes the offense dictate how you're going to set up.
Correct.
As in, the short side or the wide side of the field. So with that, I'm kind of interested in who's going to be that starting right corner, right? Or who's the other starting corner opposite of Richard Sherman. And I'm also interested to see if we play more man and if Richard Sherman does rotate. Because, look, I think we're all in agreement here that we don't want Richard Sherman on Christian Kirk. Is that correct?
Correct. Or Andy Isabella. I don't want him a fast guy at all.
Right. Well, I think Andy Isabella will be more of a taking snaps.
He's wide receiver 4 or 5. He's getting
taking snaps after Larry Fitzgerald in the slot. Right. Which, look, we can't sleep on Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald's been a Niner killer.
I said who is
career.
That's why I asked, was K'Wan Williams really good to go? Because that's going to be an assignment. That's going to be an assignment for him.
And I think, look, K'Wan Williams, I think to answer your question is he's good to go.
That's exactly how I asked it.
Not just good to go, right? So K'Wan Williams, see, I'm paying attention today.
I love you.
K'Wan Williams is good to go because we haven't heard anything of him, right? So he was out, and then he's obviously came back to practice. There's nothing else been put out on him, and so I think he's, playing to his standard. But look, I'd rather have Sherm on DeAndre Hopkins than I would Christian Kirk.
Exactly.
The reason that I would do that, and I was watching AZ Sports Fan yesterday after he came on our show, and he's like, the guys mentioned that they'd rather him be on DeAndre Hopkins than Christian Kirk, but I don't understand that. Well, the difference is DeAndre Hopkins is not as shifty. He's a good route runner, but he's not as shifty as Christian Kirk. He doesn't have the speed that Christian Kirk's coming in and out of breaks. The way you beat Richard Sherman is the ability to be able to plant and move your feet all with the speed at the same time, compared to I don't want to say a lackadaisical route per se, to where Richard Sherman can plant and know what's coming and what's going, because Richard Sherman plays back on you to where Christian Kirk can make one move and be past.
Exactly.
Be past Christian Kirk can make one move and be past Richard Sherman
yep.
with a blink of an eye because of his speed. So therefore you have to favor safeties to that side of the field. Whereas you put him on DeAndre Hopkins isn't going to beat you with straight out speed. He may beat you with physicality and beat in the route, but Richard Sherman will still be in that little zone. I guess.
Are you predicting that Richard Sherman shadows a player tomorrow?
I do. I am. I think Tony Oden is going to make Richard Sherman shadow players, and I think we're going to play a lot more man compared to as much zone and cover 3 that we've been playing.
I honestly would like to see him shadow Hopkins. I want my best DB on their best wide receiver at all times.
No, but we're talking about Richard Sherman, not Ahkello Witherspoon, bro.
Mike, I'm going to dismiss you from this podcast if you keep talking.
Mike, you don't understand what I'm trying to say here, bro.
No, Young, he is stirring the pot. See what I said? Because the spoon stirring.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing, guys. Look, if Richard Sherman does shadow Hopkins, and we've seen what good cornerbacks can do when Hopkins is shadowed by good cornerbacks. If you don't play fantasy football, there's plenty of times he's putting up 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. You're like, what? It's plenty of times. And remember, not this past season, but the season before, where he had like 0 drops, and then the start of this season he had like 5 right at the beginning. Like, which Hopkins are they gonna get? And I think with the defense pressed up in his face, physical, all this type of stuff, I think they throw off his game. I promise you, the only wide receiver, and this is no disrespect to to Hopkins, no disrespect. My only concern is how do we stop Larry Fitzgerald? And I know he didn't produce a lot in the last game, but now they got another weapon.
Yes, now there's someone taking the pressure off of him. He's not the man anymore.
And that's my point. So with that weapon, with Hopkins being that main target, they're number one, and Fitzgerald being their number 2.5 or whatever you want to call him because he's like 55. How do we stop him? Because if he catches that ball, you got a 6'2" wide receiver going across the middle of the field.
Yeah. No, I get you, man, and it's dangerous. He like Nick said, he's the Niner killer. Like this guy's just clutch, man. He's I hate playing against this guy. And you know, to answer Callie's question, I don't know. I'm going to say yes because I predicted it. I said that he was going to win the camp battle. I have no idea. But here's one thing that I do know. No matter who is corner 1 or corner 2 or corner 3, all three of them are going to play. We know that Arizona likes that. Here's one thing that I am factoring in. This quick, upbeat, fast-paced offense that Cliff Kingsbury likes to run is the exact opposite of what DeAndre Hopkins has been in throughout his career. So maybe, just maybe, we get a watered-down version of the offense with him in there as far as his route running and his responsibilities, and anybody will be able to cover him. You get what I'm saying? If
he's going to be out there, air quality.
Yeah, but you don't want anybody. You talk about covering Hopkins?
Yes.
No, you don't want anybody covering Hopkins. The guy's a freaking playmaker. He catches.
No, I get that. What I'm saying is, if he's not going to be out there as much as we think, because this is their first. This is preseason week 1 right here for everybody.
They traded for that guy. He's going to be out there. He's going to be out there. It's not hard to say, hey man, go run this route and just be ready. Like it's not for him. Like you know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is the hurry up and the speed, the stuff that was like killing us last year.
Oh, the pace stuff. Got you.
Pace stuff. Maybe they can't do that with him. And if they do it with him, his routes aren't intricate at that point.
Right. He'll be. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
5 routes that maybe we don't have to have Sherman on him the entire time. Anybody can cover because it's just going to be a run and stop. You know, a go route only. Like a very basic route instead of that hurry up where people were crossing and doing this and doing that picks and
I got you.
We don't get that from him because he's so new to this system. That's what he's definitely going to be a starter. He's definitely going to be out there 70% of their plus offensive of snaps. You know what I mean? 70+% of their offensive snaps. That's not what I was saying. I'm talking about how they use him in this offense in particular. So
understand.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because people were like, "Oh, you're crazy that Richard Sherman is going to shadow somebody. He's never even done that in his prime." Well, that was just because that's what was asked of him. Nobody. Look, I can't count Richard Sherman out. If somebody asked him to shadow somebody, I'm sure he would. We've seen him do it. We've seen him do it in Green Bay against the Green Bay Packers. We've seen him do it other times. We've seen him do it in Seattle.
He did it here.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He did it here.
Yeah, against those teams, in
the NFC Championship game. And he's already said, you know, to other corners in this league and to other people in this league, and he says, I do what is asked of me. And that's what has been asked of him. But there's no taking Richard Sherman away and say that he can't move around on the field. So that's why I'm saying with Tony Oden, I think there's going to be a lot of changes in this defensive scheme in the back end of it with our corners and the way that we utilize guys to get the best people on the field at certain times in certain packages. And don't be surprised because it seems as the players are hinting more towards a lot more man coverage than what the Niners have played previous years. So this isn't a knock and saying that Richard Sherman, you know, I'm going to go at you because you're knocking Richard Sherman stating that he can't do it. So, but that's not the case. Richard Sherman does what he is asked to do. And if he's asked to stay on one side of the field, that's what he does. If he's asked to move, he will move. We've seen him move to another side. We've seen him move to the center of the field. We've seen him move all over the field. So to sit here and say that there's no way that happens because of the fact that he hasn't done it even in his prime, well, that's because in his prime, that's not what was asked of him. His Seattle did not ask him to move. They
zone guy.
That's it. Right. That's what they used him as.
And because of his brain, you know, his IQ for the game, he played it pretty well. And he was younger too. So his catch-up speed. People keep talking about his speed. Listen, this man has never been fast in his life.
No, because he plays fast with his brain. That's why. He doesn't need to play fast with his feet, right? So this guy knows what is coming, what type of route is coming before it even comes. And there are times you can beat him. He is a corner. You have an advantage as a receiver. And There's times you can beat him with speed, but people don't test that because there's so much that Richard Sherman does pick up on and beats quarterbacks.
Right.
They don't want to take the chance of Richard Sherman beating them and the ability to know what's coming and use his brain and his speed in that sense to pick you off or do what you got to do. So, it's going to be interesting to see what this defense is because I think there's a lot of changes coming to this defense on the backside.
I definitely like where Mike was going with this because I still don't think we've answered his question. And he's kept trying to throw his answer in there. You know what I'm saying? He kept trying to throw it in there, opposite side, like who is still going to be, the guy that we can count on. Look, man, I think you're gonna see a rotation of guys. I think you're gonna see a rotation of guys. You're gonna get your Mosleys, you're gonna get your Witherspoons. And have any of you heard about Verrett? I mean, other than the fact that he got injured a week ago, like
he's listed as out.
Okay, so he's listed it. All right, so that's going to be a rotational guys, and I'm sure they're going to probably have another guy in there, or they're just going to stick steadfast to those two guys rotating on those two spots, man, on that one spot. So I don't know, but I definitely want Mosley on a faster guy. I would like to see Mosley on a faster guy. I would like to see Witherspoon in there playing physical up on that line of scrimmage and that man coverage. Look, I'm telling you, man. You put Witherspoon up there and press man, I think he knocks. No, don't talk about it. Okay. All right.
Witherspoon trash. We sticking with that.
Okay.
We sticking with it. That's what we're sticking with. Witherspoon, nobody. Don't nobody like him.
Witherspoon was out his way out the building.
Yep. That's it. That's it right there.
Talking about real quick, and I want to see if you guys caught on to this. There was a question asked to, I believe it was Fred Warner, about man coverage and the ability to contain Kyler Murray because when you're playing man coverage, your back is turned more on the play. And Fred Warner said, well, that is our job as to contain him and be able to keep our eyes in the backfield along with the play as well. And then he said, and I'm sure the guys up front are going to eat anyway. So that right there is kind of saying, hey, we are going to do more man because this is what, when they asked the question, because we don't play man a whole lot, right? But they were saying that because I believe he said, if Saleh is in more man, how do you function with keeping Kyler in front of you when your guys' backs are being turned? What up, Mike? How do you function with your back being turned? And he says, basically it's our job to keep things contained in the running backs and keep our eyes in the backfield as well as coverage. But then he says, but don't forget our defensive line. I'm sure they're going to eat as well.
Yeah, man.
I think we play more man than people give us credit for. It's the press.
It's the press
of it that people that's the newer thing, is this playing aggressive at the line, not giving them a cushion and all that. I think that's what the new thing is going to be, and that's where you're going to see some people shine. You're going to see some people falter, and they're going to have to get used to it. And you're going to see people get better at it who aren't as good at when the season starts and all that. It's a mindset.
I agree.
It's taking advantage of the pass rush that you believe we have up front. You have to give these guys a couple of yards in case the pass rush wasn't getting home. When we saw the first 2 years here, that pass rush was non-existent. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden it's like, all right, guys, we acquired the guys. Let's keep it up. Okay, now we saw a year with those guys and we know what they can do. Let's get after it. Now we're going to unleash. Now it's time to hunt. Before you were assembling the wolves. The wolves are together. Now it's time to hunt. Right. When the pack is out, it's time to go after it. And by the way, wolves are like land dolphins. They're some of the smartest hunters you're ever going to see. They bait, they trap, they lurk, they do everything that they need to do, bro. So it's going to be phenomenal watching this team go out there and get after it.
I'm getting amped, yo. My bad. Look.
Do it, bro.
Look, I'm getting amped, yo. Man, look, I'm going to go to church tomorrow. I'm gonna hit it and quit it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna hit it and quit it. I'm gonna go in there and get it in.
Say that about church, Breezy?
Oh yeah, man. When football starts, they know. They already know.
Bro, you said I'm gonna go to church, hit it and quit it. Pause.
You can't say you're gonna hit it and quit it with church.
You can't go to church and then drink a scotch on the air neither.
Right. Catholics get busy with the bottle, baby. I learned some stuff. I'm not Catholic, but that's not the point.
They do drink that Jesus juice. Listen, all I'm saying is I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna hit it, play my songs, play my hymns. They know 12 o'clock, Breezy's out because he got a show to do. So it's gonna be dope. I'm just amped because we finally, hopefully, knock on wood, I'm hoping things get better with the air out there in Santa Clara, man, because right now it's just not looking good. My wife sent me a picture of her grandmother's place out there in Oregon, and it is it looked like it's a real picture, but it looks like it's in Sophia. Like it's really bad out there just looking at it. So I'm hoping that the air quality finds a way to get better, and I'm definitely praying for everybody out there.
Nick Wagner, not to cut you off, Wayne, but Nick Wagner put a tweet out earlier, said 49ers Cardinals is tracking toward going on as scheduled tomorrow. Air quality is still being monitored by the league, of course. The Niners have played in an unhealthy 100 to 199 air recently. AQI was in 150 to 160 range unofficially for the Giants game in 2018 because of a campfire. So it is being obviously closely monitored right now, and we should know by another hour here on the East Coast, so 1 o'clock Pacific time, if the game is going to be moved or not. They have to make it 24 hours before the game time is scheduled. So hopefully we can get this game in, obviously, and it's not moved. If it is moved to Arizona, then I would look to see it somewhere around Tuesday or Wednesday-ish.
Ding, 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 ding.
Did y'all see Dalvin Cook's new
deal? I don't care. But if we don't get this game in, this gives Deebo Samuel more time to heal, Weston Richburg more time to heal. Like, just think about the guys. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's what you think.
Right, I'm just saying. So you got to look for the good out of the bad. Like, you got to look for this good and bad. That's how it works. The yin and the yang. Ain't nothing wrong with my yang. They ain't see that movie, though. You probably don't even know what movie I'm referencing. Ain't nothing wrong with my yang.
So Dalvin Cook got what, $63 million?
Y'all never seen Golden Child?
Yeah.
I saw Golden Child.
I want the night.
That's the only part y'all remember, but it was when he was at the shop and they was like, they're good for your yang. And he was like, ain't nothing wrong with my yang.
My yang. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
Okay, so
bro, that was one
Golden Child came out like 82, 83. No, it's like 89.
Classic movies, man.
No, it's a great movie, man. Great movie.
Underrated movie. But listen, $63 million. He's going to play now, finally. He's been taking weeks off due to injury.
Is he really going to play, or is he going to get injured?
Well, I'm trying to listen, man. When running backs get injured out of nowhere, it's because they want some money. I really think that's the clause in their contract that they look. I'm just injured. You're not gonna pay me. I'm injured.
Well, that's over $12 million a year for a dude that's never finished a season.
So he got a $15.5 million signing bonus, $28.2 million in guaranteed money. Cook is now the fifth highest paid running back in the NFL with an average salary of $12.6 million per year.
Can I ask you this question? Why wouldn't they pay Adrian Peterson, but they pay this guy? And I know AP is old, but when he was
there, I think a lot of it had to do with the whole AP thing and the belt thing and the kids. And
good point. They didn't want the bad publicity. I got you.
Publicity.
All right. So we're not going to do score predictions today. We're going to save that for tomorrow. Right
tomorrow.
The preview show, the game preview show.
Game preview show.
Pre-game show. I'm sorry. Pre-game show.
I was going to say, we're doing game preview show now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I knew it was pre-something. Don't say nothing else. Let it go.
Wait, I missed it. What happened? That's if we were
pre-game show.
Pre-game show.
I said preview. I meant pre-game. But the pre-game show is when we're going to give our score predictions and all that stuff. We're going to do the over-unders and all that. And it's going to be 1 hour before kickoff, guys.
All right. My score prediction is tune in to the pre-game show. That's my.
I was really about to be upset.
I know you were.
I'm like, did he not just hear what? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I'm like, yo, what is he doing? Okay, good.
Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, Wayne?
Yes.
We're gonna predict a whole bunch of stuff. Starters. We're gonna predict yards. score predictions. Go ahead, Breezy.
I'm super excited to give you my players of the game tomorrow when I do my Breezy's, hot takes, whatever I'm gonna call the segment. I forgot. Breezy's Ballers. That's what we call it. Breezy's Ballers.
Yeah.
Breezy's Ballers, right? I can't wait
mine's
to give
the
you
hardest hits, right? Nightstick Nicks, or what is it?
Nightstick Nick. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I'm doing Breezy
Big hits with the nightstick.
Big hits with.
Come on, man.
Big hits. We in the.
I gotta remember what the other one was, though.
I got a picture of it all. What
was yours?
I don't remember. Let me find the picture. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see who's going to be on. I'm going to do a player on the offensive side and a player on the defensive side. So I can't wait.
Shoot, I switched phones. Dang.
Wait, you sent it to us, though. I think you sent it to us.
Oh, I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah, it's in WhatsApp somewhere.
You guys got to look through it and tell me because I switched phones, remember? So I don't have all of my old stuff. But yeah, so that's going to do it for the show, right? Are we done? Any final thoughts, guys?
Tune in tomorrow to the pregame show. Oh, I got echo. Hold on, watch this. Tune in tomorrow to the pregame. Nothing but Niners show. Like that right there.
Breezy's Ballers brought to you by Manscaped.
It writes itself.
It does.
I love it.
That is perfect.
And we had like 2 or 3 people go and buy their Manscaped stuff from our promo
already. That's right. People already out there on it.
Big ups to y'all.
Never mind. I can't. I won't say it. I'll wait till he tells you guys. But more of us use the Manscaped stuff. All right, I'm gonna shut up. It's cool. Let's get up out of here, man. We're not going to do this again.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for tomorrow, man. Tune in. Look, we've talked a little bit about this stuff today. Tomorrow, like Mike said, man, we'll get, players of the game, our score predictions, what we think is, needs to happen, some more of that. And, yeah, man, we've brought you a good 2-hour show, guys. And thanks for tuning in as always. And Dre Berry says, Mike, can I get a shout out? We going over film on Niners All Day after you guys are done. Niners All Day. Check them out on YouTube. Niners All Day.
Niners All Day.
Drake, you just need to get your service a little bit better, man. I got to tell you that because I've been trying to comment that to you. But no, check them out. Niners All Day with Jason Aponte, Bronze. Grant Cohn is always over there as well. All good dudes. Go over there, hit that subscribe button. Check them out. Do a lot of film breakdown and stuff as well. Niners All Day. Also, JD, Hawk Haters TV. I believe Hawk Haters TV on YouTube as well. And
what's going on with my guy McCarver?
Yeah, Chuck's back. I was just about to say, Chuck is back. Chuck's got a pull-out beard, bro. Like, oh my God, like
COVID did some crazy stuff to us, man.
I talked to him the other day. I texted him, and I just sent a picture of his show, and I was like, that beard, though. And he was just, like, laughing. But, yeah, Chuck is back, so check him out. Chuck McCarver Jr. Huh?
Can he manscape his beard?
I was about to say, you better get that trimmer. They got a different trimmer for the beard.
Yeah, so check out all those 49ers podcasts, Rombo, John Chapman, us, Niners All Day, JD with Hawk Hater TV, Manscaped, check them out as well. Pick up your Clipper 3.0. Your balls will thank you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All I got, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying balls on another episode of the Nothing But Niners.
You're gonna talk balls because we're a sports show. You're gonna talk balls, bro.
That's a good point.
Let's go. We're gonna get up out of here, y'all. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. Breezy, final thoughts, man. Let's go home, man. I got a whole day to get to.
See y'all tomorrow, y'all. Y'all better be tuned up, geared up, ramped up, ready to go. Let's go.
Hey, by the way, if anybody out there knows where to get a pet jersey, I want to order a jersey for my dog. I have a large breed dog. He's almost 90 pounds right now. I need somewhere. His name is Niner. I want to get a jersey that says Niner on the back of it for my dog, but one that fits. I don't want to get a human jersey and tie it because then he'll just chew that. He's like aggressive. I don't want to fight him and he'd kick my ass trying to put a jersey on him. I want one that fits snug for the dog, a large dog. So if you guys know where to get pet jerseys, I want to get a 49ers jersey that says Niner on the back of it. I want to customize it. Guys, shoot me a DM on Twitter. Send us an email. You guys know my Twitter handle. It's right there. You guys know the email address already. It's nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. You can shoot me an email over there. Let me know, all right? We appreciate you guys. Thank you all for watching. Hit those thumbs up. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
Wait. Breezy got the music in the background. We got to do the all gas, no brakes, pumped up. No? You ain't got it? No?
Yeah, of course I do. What's my name?
That's what I want to hear in the back. That's how we going home, bro. That's how we going home. All right? So when Breezy cues that up, we're going to start with the outro. As soon as I hear it, then we're going to go. Nope. Microphone.
We all gas, no brakes.
There it is, baby.
No fakes.
That's
we spinning,
it.
we winning, we high stakes.
Prepare for
We
glory.
never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes.
But always remain faithful.
We out of here.
Method man, we bring pain. Hey. See, I'm a